wrestling and soccer. While in high school, he plans to attend a computer science at Iowa State. Jonah Grubel. Raquel Kennedy is our next senior. Raquel is the daughter of Nico and Lucy Kennedy. While in high school, she has been involved in student council, track and cross country, NSA, and silver. While in high school, she plans to attend DMAT and then transfer to the University of Iowa to major in nursing and minor in forensic science. Raquel Kennedy. Our next senior is Jonah Pope and Mackenzie Pope. Jonah is the son of Carrie and Aaron Pope. While in high school, he has participated in track and baseball and FCA. While in high school, he plans to go to college in pre-medical studies. Mackenzie Pope is the daughter of Carrie and Aaron Pope. While in high school, she has been involved in cross-country, Bluejay digital soccer, and FCA. While in high school, she plans to attend University of Iowa and study graphic design and imaging. Jonah and Mackenzie Pope. The next senior is Porter Francois. Porter is the son of Chris and Valerie Francois. While in high school, he has participated in football and cross-country, track and wrestling and art, and senior seminar. While in high school, Porter plans to join the Air Force. Porter Francois. Bridget Johnson is our next senior. Bridget is the daughter of Craig and Katie Johnson. While in high school, she has been involved in cross-country, track, FFA, 4-H, student council, Bluejay Digital, National Honor Society, and Silver Cord. While in high school, she plans to attend Iowa State and study agricultural education. Bridget Johnson. Lily O'Brien is our next senior. Lily is the daughter of Ryan and Andrew O'Brien. While in high school, she has been involved in track and cross-country, soccer, club soccer, speech, and silver cord. Lily is currently undecided but is leaning towards attending the University of Iowa to study health science. Lily O'Brien. That is our senior cross-country. Now we're going to move on to our dance seniors. Our first dance senior is Maya Elliott. Maya is the daughter of Seth and Kendall Elliott. While in high school, she has participated in dance and softball, National Honor Society, and a variety of volunteer work at Silver Cord. While in high school, she plans to attend the University of Iowa and study nursing. Maya Elliott. Macy Sullivan is our next senior. Macy is the daughter of Phil and Jill Sullivan. While in high school, she has been involved in varsity dance and is on the National Honor Society Council and is a mentor. While in high school, she plans to attend Iowa State and major in marketing and minor in event management. Macy Sullivan. Cora Elrod is our next senior. Cora is the daughter of Jen and Doug Elrod. While in high school, she has participated in dance and managing basketball and silver cord. While in high school, she plans to attend the University of Iowa and major in biology before being admitted to the Iowa Dental program. Cora Elrod. That's our dance seniors. Now we're moving on to our cheer seniors. Our first cheer senior is Gracie Cataldo. Gracie is the daughter of Nick and Melinda Cataldo. While in high school, she has been the cheer captain of the cheerleading team, part of ARO, senior cord and mentoring. While in high school, she plans to attend dental hygienist school and become a pediatric dental hygienist. Gracie Cataldo. Our next senior cheer is Alex Martin. Alex Martin is the son of Kimberly Martin. While in high school, he has participated in wrestling, rugby, football, and cheer. While in high school, he plans to either go to welding or into MMA. Alex Martin. And now our football crew seniors. Peyton Stamatelos is our next senior. Peyton is the daughter of Jennifer and Kent Cooper and Andy Stamatelos. While in high school, she has been involved in golf and football manager. While in high school, she plans to attend a 4-year university and major in business. Peyton Stamatelos. Our next senior is Samantha Oaks. Samantha is the daughter of Mike Varsity. While in high school, she participated in softball, volleyball, robotics, and football management. While in high school, she plans to attend Ole Miss and study forensic chemistry. Samantha Oates. Now we're on to our senior football players. Our first senior is Tyson Barkemaw. Tyson is the son of Melissa and John Barkemaw. While in high school, he is participating in baseball, rugby, and football. While in high school, he plans to attend Iowa State University. Tyson Barkemaw. Trevor Carlson is our next senior. Trevor is the son of Felicia and Randy Carlson. While in high school, he has been involved in basketball, football, track, and plans to play golf this spring. After high school, he plans to go to baseball somewhere, but he's undecided right now where. Trevor Carlson. Clinton Fulton is our next senior. Clinton is the son of Doug and Tammy Fulton. While in high school, he has participated in football, wrestling, track, parades, shooting sports. While in high school, he plans to become a welder. Clinton Fulton. Our next senior is Joel Henson. Joel is the son of Felix and Rita Henson. While in high school, he has participated in football and basketball. While in high school, he plans to get a degree in nursing and join the National Guard. Joel Henson. Cooper Jones is our next senior. Cooper is the son of Clint and Jennifer Jones. In high school, Cooper has participated in track, wrestling, and football. While in high school, he plans to go into a trade school. Cooper Jones. Andrew Keith is our next senior. Andrew is the son of Heather Anderson and Philip Keith. While in high school, he has been involved in football, basketball, wrestling, and FCA. He plans to follow high school and is still undecided. Andrew Keith. Hunter Ryman is our next senior. Hunter is the son of Dennis and Stacy Ryman. While in high school, he has participated in football and wrestling. While in high school, he plans to attend DMAC next fall. Hunter Ryman. Mason Nickel is our next senior. Mason is the son of Lisa and Tony Nickel. While in high school, he has participated in baseball and football, golf, and silverboard. While in high school, he plans to attend California University and study agriculture. Mason Nickel. John Powers is our next senior. John is the son of Rick and Krista Powers. While in high school, he has been involved in football, wrestling, and FCA. While in high school, he plans to attend college and continue his football career. John Powers. Conrad Channing is our next senior. Conrad is the son of Todd and Pam Channing. While in high school, he has participated in football and track. While in high school, he plans to attend DMAC and get his associates in information technology. Conrad Channing. Dave Smith is our next senior. Dave is the son of Phil and Matt Birch. Dave has been involved in football and basketball, baseball, and track. After high school, he plans to go to DMAC and go into the police academy. Dave Smith. Levi Sandy is the next senior. Levi is the son of Chris and Don Sandy. While in high school, he plans to participate in football and choir and plans to wrestle. While in high school, he plans to enroll in the police academy. Levi Sandy. Ryan Stanley is the son of Candy and Ron Stanley. While in high school, he is participating in football and bowling. While in high school, he plans to attend either DMAC or pipe welding and learn how to become an electrician. Ryan Stanley. Our next senior is Marcus Keith. Marcus is the son of Nathan and Sarah Keith. While in high school, he's participating in football and wrestling and rugby. While in high school, he plans to study strength and exercise at DMAC for 2 years, and then transfer to Iowa State in hopes of joining the rugby team. Marcus Keith. Tyler Daniel is our next senior. Tyler is the son of Kevin and Deb Daniel. While in high school, he participated in football, multi-ball, wrestling, and youth group. While in high school, he plans to attend Northwestern and major in psychology. Tyler Vanderlyn. Our last senior is Tyler Williams. Tyler is the son of Kevin and Stacey Williams. While in high school, School has participated in football, wrestling, and rugby. Bowling High School plans to go to the electrical apprenticeship. Carly Williams. And an outstanding group of seniors. A big applause for them, please.
Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me. Sick of playing silly games, you never loved me anyway. You should not have let me get away, cause now I'm hunting for my prey. I'm bigger, I'm better, my mind is a weapon. I won't ever let up and try to break me down, and I'ma just get up there. Ask me how I did it, I'ma just tell them I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. 1, 2, 3.
Good evening, Blue Jay fans, and welcome to Bondurant, Iowa for this district battle between the number 9 Indianola Indians and the number 11 Bondurant for our Blue Jays, those rankings being from the latest RPI numbers. Patrick Meyer here with Josh Gibson on the call tonight. How you doing, Josh?
Good. Great to be here. Should be a good night for football. Perhaps very well could be the best game of the year so far.
Absolutely, and it might be a good game if you're watching from home. You might appreciate that because we're sitting at a cool 43 degrees right now. And the wind died down a little bit, but 43 is still pretty chilly.
I think it was maybe worse after school than what it is right now, but pretty comfortable up here in the booth.
It feels pretty nice up here. Well, it should be an exciting game here. We're just a few minutes out from the start. National anthem coming up from our band. It is senior night here, so we just went through a whole lot of football, cross-country, cheer, dance. Did I forget something? I think that's everything.
Yep, we got
and then it sounds like we're going to run through band at halftime. So a lot of excitement in the house tonight. It's also a pink out, so if you see a whole lot of fans in pink or the cheerleaders in pink, and just a little excitement there as everybody likes to rock pink during October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So as we await the start of the band here, we can talk a little bit about probably some of the key players of the game here. I know it's cold, but this has got to be one of the best matchups quarterback-wise that you're going to see around the state tonight. Colby Collison coming in as the second highest rated quarterback in 4A. He's 0.1 behind the leader. He's at 154, and the leader's at 154.1, and we'll see that leader next week. But tonight, on the other side, is number 6, Bennett Brick, who's just a little bit lower in the quarterback rating, but number 3 overall in yards. And he's going to look for his main target, number 88, Drew Kingery, tonight, that 6'4" receiver who leads 4A in yards, second in receptions, and number 1 in touchdowns.
Like you said, both teams are really good at throwing the football. They maybe throw it a little bit differently. A lot of ours is predicated and set up on play action.
We honor America with the playing of the national anthem by our own high school.
And another great rendition by the marching band. They had a couple of competitions last week and finish up their competition season tomorrow with state. So good luck to them with that as well. As we jump back into football, we talked the quarterbacks, talked Drew Kingery, a couple of key players for the Bluejays there. You'd be looking at Titus Cram at running back. He's I guess he's dropped a little bit in the stats-wise, all the way down to 5th in attempts and 4th in yards, but he didn't play at all against Perry and didn't really play much in Boone. So
and came out a little early in the Carlisle game. So
Yep. So
missed some opportunities.
Yep.
In that Boone game, got out of hand in a hurry, so didn't get a lot of carries there.
Yep. But we should probably see a bigger dose of him tonight, as well as defensively, Blue Jays being led by John Powers. He's number 4 in the state, or number 4 in 4A in tackles, and leads 4A in tackles for a loss with 20. So really looking for him to make a difference in the backfield and try to get pressure on the quarterback before Brick is able to get any throws off. We'll see what type of defense the Blue Jays entail here, trying to defend that passing game.
Yeah, we've been very successful against the run, and last week Indianola really kind of abandoned the run early, didn't have a lot of success. So I think their run game isn't quite as potent, and so it might allow us to take a guy out of the box. We normally kind of load that up, but maybe pull a guy or two out that's gonna help them cover some of their threats, and definitely the deep ball that Kingery brings to the table. So
Yeah, there's not a great one-on-one matchup for Kingery at 6'4".
No, I think you're going to have to play a guy over the top, which very well could be Falstaff just based on height. And then you have to have somebody underneath, like an outside linebacker, because they do throw a lot of quick-hitting stuff, which gets you to bite up on it. And then, as I was saying, we really kind of set ours up off of the run and run play action. Not that Colby can't just get back there and sling it, but theirs is really predicated on quick hitters, and then when you cheat up, then they go long. Both very efficient throwing the ball, just a little bit differently. I think the difference tonight is going to be our ability to run the football.
Yeah.
If we can possess the football and run it at them, similar to what Carlisle did last week, I really like our chances.
Absolutely. Blue Jays are going to kick to start with. Drew Kingery is back deep, along with, I believe that's Chauncey Hale is the other one. Falstaff going to hit a low bouncer. Hale with the ball at the 10, now at the 20, gets outside, gets the edge, and is going to be pulled out of bounds by Tyler Vanderlinden at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it really looked like Hale was going to hit that thing up the middle and then made a last-second decision to bounce to the outside, and pretty good return, got to the 31. Good hustle play there out of Vanderlinden to force him out of bounds.
Yeah, our first gunner down there got a little bit inside, bought on the fake, and the outside move was there. Brick going to set up with Edgington next to him. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. They do a lot of pre-snap motion. And there's the guy in motion coming this way. A little pitch here. Drops back, and Ryle's going to be there for the tackle. House with the help on that. That was Eli Fox, the ball carrier.
Pretty tough to run jet sweep into the short side of the field there. There's just not a lot of room to work with, and it definitely looked like our defensive end was prepared for that and really disrupted that immediately by being in the backfield and took him off his path.
So that pass goes for a loss of 2. It was a forward pass for Fox. So Brick's going to take it 2nd and 12. He's going to bootleg to the right, gets the ball out quick to Shivers. Falscraft steps up. Shivers slips the tackle and gets up to a first down.
Titus delivered a pretty good hit right there. Yeah, a little bunch set. We didn't have anybody out in the flat. That was pretty open. Not for sure who was supposed to be responsible for that. Maybe a little pick play on Moore. Maybe he was supposed to be out there.
And we're going to pull out one of our linemen and bring in more of a coverage back. And Andrew Keith is out there. Bunch set now for the Indians. Run to the right. Edgington looking for an opening. Batney with the tackle. Going to gain a 3 on the play for Edgington.
And one thing we'll see throughout the night that Indianola likes to do is they really like to put Kingery by himself. And so that kind of puts your defense in a little bit of a bind because they got trips on the other side, which you normally have 3 or 4 guys. And if you put him by himself on the other side and you have to have 2 there, it only leaves you maybe 5 guys, 6 guys around the line of scrimmage to stop the run.
Which is going to require us to do a good job of actually securing our tackles. Now we got trips left with Kingery on this side. Barkma over the top. Edgington up the middle. He's going to get a yard maybe. Actually, he's right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Pretty similar to what we saw last week with Carlisle. There just wasn't a lot of room for them to get some good gains. And I think that's going to be a huge play tonight for the Blue Jays. If they can limit this run game and make them one-dimensional, really gives us a shot at winning this thing.
House did a good job getting around the line and wrapping up an ankle. Bunch set again, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Kingery to the near side, play action, and they're setting up the screen, and Cram lays a hit, just drops the shoulder, incomplete pass. Ooh, that did not feel good, I'm sure.
No, the Jays did a good job right away, having pressure right in Brick's face immediately off the play action. Looked like it was House. Didn't bite at all on it, and really forced him to throw that ball sooner than he wanted to.
The Indians did a really good job at the screen pass last week against Carlisle, and I think we saw that on film because not only did Cram charge in on that, but Powers was right there for the tackle too. Indianola's going to punt, and we've got Barkma back to receive. He's going to fair catch at the 21. Nice safe catch. Blue Jays will take over, first down.
So pretty good job there out of the Jays. Give up that 1 first down, but do what they need to do and force a punt. give themselves an opportunity to take the first score of the game here.
Yep. Indianola is not going to be a team where you hold no yards. I mean, they definitely have offensive potential. You're trying to minimize any big plays. You know, one 13-yard play you can handle because you want them to be 2nd and 7, 3rd and 7 as much as possible.
They do throw it well, but they also run it well. They're pretty balanced, so you have to be very disciplined as a defense to really slow them down.
So pistol eye here, Cram in the backfield. Play action pitch. Collison rolling to the right. Throws it deep to Falsgraf. Falsgraf goes up, makes the catch at the 40, and he's in bounds. That's going to be a Blue Jay first down for a gain of 17.
Real nice throw here and a great catch out of Falsgraf. Reed might have got away with a little bit of shove on the corner here on his corner route, but when you've only got 5 officials, there's nobody in that
right.
deep side to see that. So
right.
Take advantage of that.
Good rollout by Colby to wait for the receiver to get open.
It looked like he earmailed it when he first threw it, but Reed's height was able to track that thing down.
Shift and power right. Now Barkema coming back to the left side.
We see play action here. Out of this sometimes.
Cram coming up the middle, and that's going to be Mankey making the tackle in the backfield. Spencer McGraw comes in to help out.
Yeah, real nice play there out of Mankey. It looks like, man, we just didn't even block him. Left him completely untouched. I think our puller was maybe supposed to pull up through and win a little bit wider.
Yeah.
And Minky shot that gap.
And that can be a little bit of dilemma offensively when you have that much motion, as you got to figure out which guy is still yours. And Indianola shifted with the motion. Pitch out to Cram. Cram trying to get to the edge. Bounces, and there's going to be a flag.
Yeah, pretty bad hold right there. Maybe Jones, whoever it was on the edge for us here, basically went with the bear hug.
Yeah.
I'll be able to
so he got outside, but it isn't going to help us here.
Yep, definitely Cooper Jones on that one.
Yeah.
And I don't think he really needed to. I think Titus was probably fine, but it's just that natural reaction sometimes when they're getting away from you and you know you got to block them and just grab them.
So that's going to bring it back to about 2nd and 21.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be
right
close
at
to
2nd 21. So
definitely things that we want to avoid. Last week when Indianola played Carlisle, the only time Carlisle was stopped, they got 2 consecutive holding penalties and they fumbled on the one. Otherwise, they scored every possession. So don't shoot yourself in the foot here. Make them stop you.
Barkema and Falsgraf near side. Cram split out to the left. Coming in motion. Fake jet sweep coming more the other way. More busting it up the middle. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play, maybe 6.
Ended up being a good run. It looked like just the timing was a little bit off there in the backfield, but you got a lot of quick jet going through and then tailback countering back to the left.
I do like the idea, though, of using Titus as a little bit of a decoy. You know, I'm a little surprised they didn't sell out on that a little more on the defensive side, but I think if you get Titus involved, you're going to find they're going to have to honor that a little bit more. Barkema and Ryle near side, Falsgraf to the left.
Could see Titus up the seam or maybe on the little QB draw.
Collison's going to break it for about 8.
We haven't seen that very much this year.
No.
Your ball carriers on the keeper, your quarterback.
So that's going to bring up 4th down at the 42. So Blue Jays are going to look to punt here, I imagine.
Similar drives there.
Yep. But early on, it's not a bad idea to win that possession battle, too.
No,
and,
I think,
if we can send them back near the 20 or inside it, that'll be an okay transition.
That was going to be a tough 3rd and long to convert. And go ahead and get yourself 10 yards. A field position's not a bad decision.
And not throwing a cheap interception or something like that. Oh, we're shifting here. All right. Split right. More in the backfield. And Blue Jays are going to take a timeout. So they're first.
Well, I'm guessing they shifted and kind of wanted to see how Indianola reacted, and maybe they didn't get the reaction that they wanted.
Sure.
To be honest with you there, I would probably take the 5-yard penalty.
Sure.
And not spend my timeout.
Yeah.
I don't know if the 5 yards is worth a timeout, but that's pretty normal. You always see coaches call that timeout.
Yep.
You get a little anxious, and you're down on the field. You got to make that quick decision, unless you still feel like, hey, we're going to come out and go for it,
right?
Here, which I would highly doubt.
Yeah, the defense didn't really shift at all on that.
No, and they had 10 guys up front, so it's one of those things. If you can get past them,
right,
there's nothing left.
Now, I'm not sure who we all have out there as our blocking. Oh, we're actually coming out to run it again. We're just lining up for it this time now. Is Moore going to pooch punt this? No,
Maybe
now
we're going back into normal punt. Okay.
Okay. You got me.
Remember we talked about you got to put stuff on film. Make guys waste time.
All right.
Preparing.
Powers with the punt. Gets good hang time on that punt. And Dewey makes the fair catch at the 26. So both teams have a punt on their first drive.
A lot of movement for just a normal punt.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only thing you're right is like maybe that 5 yards would have been fine then because that timeout could be more important.
Well, and you might look at it later like, okay, now we know how they're going to adjust, so this is what we're going to do the next time we line up in that. Well, there's a free 5 for the Indians, it looks like.
Looks like House and Batney both jumped off. So that'll be our second penalty of the game.
You know, we had a junior high game on Tuesday. I think we might have jumped offside 6 times on the defense.
Oh, gosh. How'd Coach handle that?
He was super excited about it.
We got Kingery and Fox, I think, near side. Barkema over the top on Kingery. Play action. Quick pass to the left to Shivers. Trying to get outside. I think Ryle went low and Falscraft went high. Picks up the first down.
Indianola is pretty good at the quick screen stuff. They will run that a ton. Again, it kind of draws you up a little bit defensively. Then you hit him with the deep ball, or you fake that quick screen, and one of the guys goes deep. So I'm sure our D has prepared for that.
Sure.
Been practicing it all week.
Vrew comes in, Keith comes out. So I don't think that's as much of a defensive like run versus pass as it is just we're just giving each guy a rest. Trips left. Hands off up the middle, and it's going to drive forward. Gains about 4 on the play. Good run, I'm assuming, by Edgington.
Yeah, and even those runs, maybe they're not real big ones, but 3 or 4 yards puts you in positive positions here, able to shorten the sticks a little bit and give yourself a chance at getting first down.
That being said, Batney was coming straight at the quarterback, so it's a good thing he handed it off because it wasn't going to feel good.
Probably a read play where they don't block him. If he crashes, he pulls it.
So we got a little double team here with Ryle and Barkema on Kingery this time. Fox coming across, no adjustment there. Pass thrown towards Shivers is high. Little extracurricular activity there between Jackson Boyd and Hudson Brew.
We've seen that a little bit this year. We got a few guys that like to play to the echo of the whistle, like your coach to do.
Yep.
That's usually a pass Brick makes.
I
think that one just kind of sailed on him a little bit.
So now we're at third. We're going to go 3rd and 6 here. Trips left with Kingery, Shivers, and we jumped off again. All right.
I think Vanderlinden just got a little excited. He doesn't always get to come after the quarterback and had a chance there. And hopefully the guys now have learned the lesson. They will hard count you.
Right.
Good job out of Indianola executing. Your guys being disciplined and not jumping themselves.
Now 3rd and 1, and they're bunched up there looking to quarterback sneak.
Good push.
Edgington gave him a fly through, just pushed him in the back, and he got 3 extra yards.
Yeah, he really came up and didn't have a lot of movement at first, but definitely a good shove there out of Edgington.
The Bush push.
And they kind of they changed that rule a few years ago. Before you couldn't push your teammate.
Right.
Now that I think they kind of figured out, most people don't call it anyway.
Trips left, quick throw out to Kingery. Kingery trying to get around Barkema. Barkema wraps up the ankle. Gain of about 4 on the play. Good tackle, though, by Barkema.
That was because Kingery was delivering the stiff arm, but Barkema got there just before he was able to hit him with that. Otherwise, I don't know if he was going down.
Yeah, Kingery and Cram both love the stiff arm move.
Which, when you're that tall, it's pretty effective. And we've seen him break a lot of long plays this year.
2 receivers to the right, tight end and Kingery to the left. Play action, throws it out to the right to Shivers. Shivers drops the pass. He does not do that often. And
he had some running room, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was going to get the first down or not, but I think he was going to get himself really close and probably set up a third and really short. I think Vanderlinden was running out there.
Yeah.
But he definitely had some room to work with.
Yeah, he would have been close to a first down probably. So now you're sitting back at 3rd and 6. Kingery to the left. Shivers and Fox to the right. Barkema up tighter on Kingery this time. No offsides. Brick pressured, and he's going to get brought down in the backfield. Johnny Powers with the big loss on the sack.
Really good job out of the Blue Jays to apply some pressure here to Brick. And he did have some time initially, but just didn't have anybody open. Right now, coverage-wise, it really looks like we're either bringing a linebacker out to take away that underneath pass and then dropping your corner, or in that case, we had the corner on him and Titus over the top. So we're trying to make somebody else beat us.
Cram coming on the block on that one. Gets a good sidewindy kick. Barkema is going to let that bounce, and it's going to go down at about the 21-yard line where the Blue Jays will take over for their second drive.
So, once again, what do we get, 1 or 2 first downs there? And then a punt about where we started last time after Indianola punt, about the 20-yard line. So we'll see what the Jays can do here on their second drive.
I guess they got 2 first downs on that because the one was a penalty that made it pretty short.
I couldn't remember if it was 1 or 2, but we got the one free one.
Faltzgraff and Barkema to the near side. Cooper Jones and Andrew Keith shifting. Play action Cram. Collison looking deep. Has Faltzgraff open. Faltzgraff makes the catch, and he's brought down at the 45-yard line for a gain of 24. Very similar to the first play.
Yep, and we ran that play a lot. I got to think that the safety, that's exactly what you're looking for. The tight end's not eligible because he's covered up. He almost ran forward and tried to hit him instead of just dropping back into coverage. But again, that's play action is really what sets up a lot of our passing game.
Right. So now we're going to go Wildcat. Collison splits out left, 2 fullbacks in front of Cram. Cram hands it off to Moore. Moore gets brought down for a gain of 1. Good tackle by Menke on that play.
Yeah, I thought he was looking to cut that back, and I thought he had some room, but Menke's their number 1 tackler for a reason.
Yep. Yeah, it looked like he was going to break it, but Johnny must have had a good grip on him there. So we're going to have 2nd and 9. Same formation, Collison to the left. Powers and Jones, fullbacks to the right. Cram going to keep it this time, goes up the middle, breaks through, and he's got a lane. And he's going to take it all the way into the end zone for a Blue Jay touchdown, 54 yards.
So really that last play sets up that one. You go with the fake. You go with the fake there to Kayla Moore, and the defense bites on that, really well blocked, and that's about as easy as it's going to get for Titus.
Right. The safety came up to try to make the tackle, and he just had an extra step and just split the defenders, and after that he was gone.
I had a feeling we'd see a lot of this formation. We saw it a lot against Pella.
Yeah.
Just by judging how Carlisle ran for 400 yards last week. So I think you got to come out and test their run defense. And pretty good execution there out of the Blue Jays.
Faltzgraff lining up for the extra point. Kick up and good. Blue Jays take a 7-0 lead with 3:34 remaining in the first. Actually, coming into this, was thinking, all right, the more we run our offense through the quarterback, I think the better it's going to be because it gives you that option to, change it up a little bit. But putting Moore next to Cram back there gives you a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, we saw that the first week or two where we still had Collison in the backfield, and he just wasn't a threat to do anything other than we might run like a little bit of a reverse-like play where he throws it, and you can only do that so many times. But with Caleb back there, you have to respect both guys being able to run the football. So I think that's a pretty good change that the Jays made there.
Jace Robinson in to kick already. So we've seen him kick off a few times, but it's typically been later in the game when we have a 50-point lead. So interesting to see him get an opportunity this early.
Just giving Faltzgraff Maybe he's got a special onside kick.
That's what I'm wondering here. I don't know of it, but kick is up. It is an onside kick attempt, and good fair catch decision there. Number 21, that's Ethan McDonald. Just a smart decision to make sure you secure the catch.
Yep.
Going to start with it at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, once you signal that fair catch, you got to let him catch the football. Mm-hmm. Another kind of weird rule is when they kick off, the kickoff team can't be the first one to catch it. It's got to hit the ground first.
Right.
And so
it is a live ball, but it's got to touch the ground.
Yep, it's got to touch the ground first.
Which is why a lot of times on those onside kicks, you'll see him drive it right into the ground.
Yep,
so
and then
you
get that big hop.
Yep. So bunch set here, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Handoff to Edgington trying to get to the edge, and he's going to get about 4, maybe 5 on the play. We'll see where they spot it.
Thought there was a potential hold there.
I saw that too.
One of the Indians, but didn't call it. Maybe he didn't. Yeah. He tried to grab him. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Ryle slipped the hold, and maybe
I don't know if he grabbed him enough.
Yeah.
But the hands and arms were definitely outside of the body.
So we're gonna have 2nd and 7. Trips right. Kingery on his own to the left. Brick taking a look over there. Rolling to the right.
The 3 is in the flat there
and
again.
Shivers makes the catch. He's going to get the first down with a gain of about 8 or 9.
Very similar to that first drive when they ran about the identical play. So I think the Jays are going to have to work on something against that bunch trips to get somebody out in the flat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you just got to line them up a little bit wider, but Shivers was pretty open on that one.
Yeah. Vrew with the pressure in the backfield. Now he's going to sub out and put Keith in there. Trips right. Kingery split way to the left. We've got Ryle underneath over here and Barkema over the top. And we're going to get a timeout for Indianola. They're first. So each team has used 1. We are at 3:23 remaining in the first quarter. Welcome back as we just checked out a sponsor video from our sponsor of the game, Austin Sullivan Real Estate. Austin's all over the place selling houses, really. He's constantly working, but finds time to still support Blue Jay Athletics. Really appreciate his support and all he does for the community of Bondurant. I'm sure we'll talk more about him later. We tend to do that. Shivers in motion coming to the left. Brick rolling to the right.
He's got some room.
And has a receiver. And that he makes the catch. That was Flaherty with the catch.
Pretty good job out of him. They were trying to roll to his left, and there just really wasn't much there. And Batney does a nice job of applying some pressure and forcing him back to his right.
1st and 10, Indians.
Unfortunately, we left Flaherty open there on the sideline.
Yeah. They've got multiple receiving options. It's not just Kingery. But Kingery is definitely the one you're looking to double team. And now Barkema going to press, and they're bringing 2 more receivers over here. This is Hale and Hilton. Brick looking to the right. Now he's going to go for the quarterback draw. Has a little bit of room, and Powers is going to bring him down. Gain of about 3 on the play. Good run, though, by Brick, because for a little bit it looked like he had nowhere.
He's showing a little bit more mobility than what I anticipated. I haven't seen him run a whole lot on film, so pretty good job there turning that into a positive gain when it would look like it was going to be a sack.
Although, if you can throw it all over the place, you don't have to run as much, I suppose,
That's
as quarterback.
True.
But going to bring up about 2nd and 7. Kingery splitting out to the left. Shivers, and I can't see who the far receiver is on the right. Shivers coming in motion. Handoff. No. Hits Shivers on the outside. and looks to cut inside. Ryle makes the tackle. Going to be real close to the first down marker.
Really, really good tackle there out of Ryle out in the open, and I really like that action out of Indianola. Ryle is chasing him across the formation, and there's always guys in your way, and so a lot of times you just kind of get that advantage a little bit, and then the run fake probably slowed guys down a little bit as well. So good design there out of the Indians.
They did give him the first down.
Yeah, it was close. It was probably right on the line. Typically, they like to keep it, if possible, on the line, so it's pretty easy to tell did you get a first down or not.
And there's no camera review to adjust here.
No, so it might be a matter of moving the ball forward a
Shivers,
couple inches
Hilton,
or back.
And Kingery to the right. Brick looking to the right, now looking to roll out.
That's too far.
Had it too far. Standing looked like he thought he got held on that, but no.
And the running back, Edgington, he took on Batney, and Batney gave him everything he could handle and ran him over. I kind of wondered if, didn't really have any running room there.
Yeah.
So pretty good decision to throw that football, and really good coverage out of the Blue Jays.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Hale and Shivers to the right. Kingery and Hilton to the left. Brick looking to the right, throwing deep, and it's just going to be a little too far for Shivers there. Good press there from Falsgraf, 3 versus 3.
And I think if you're Indianola, the way that we're defending Kingery right now, always giving him at least 2 guys, and we're going to come up and press like that, you're probably going to have to – I would throw that every single time.
Yeah.
That's really hard to defend.
Yep. And that's a play they've had some success with over the last couple years, just lining up one-on-one, thinking that their receiver can beat the defensive back.
And a lot of times it is Kingery, but nobody's going to play him one-on-one like that anymore. So I like the Blue Jays trying to force them to beat him with somebody else.
Indianola's going to use their second timeout before this 3rd and 10 play.
Yeah, 2 timeouts in the last 2 minutes there.
I mean, I think they're seeing this as a drive that really matters to kind of set a tone because the Blue Jays went down and scored.
Well, and it's really probably you got 2 more plays here.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
not like you got to get on this one. So maybe they might have a play call that isn't designed to go over 10 yards that they're going to call here.
Yeah.
Try to set themselves up.
I think so. It looks like their kicker has a long of 35 on the season, and he's 4 of 7. And in all honesty, I don't think you want to kick too many field goals tonight.
No.
Little shout out from Chris Williams of Cyclone Fanatic, giving the kids of Blue Jay Digital a little props for all the hard work they're doing. As a Bondurantian himself, we appreciate Chris Williams and his support, and probably have some great kids headed towards Iowa State if he needs some help with coverage in the near future. They've got quite a bit of experience and do some amazing work. So thanks, Chris, for the shout out as we come out here for 3rd and 10. Kingery in motion to the right. Ryle chasing him across. Brick rolling right. Batney blows by, and there's the screen pass. Screen pass to Flaherty, and Flaherty is going to pick up the first down. He's brought down out of bounds by a host of Blue Jays, but really well-designed play.
We defend most plays really well, and that's the one play the last couple of years that has got us is that hard rollout and then throw the screen back the other way, and guys just rolling so hard. And again, really good design out of Indianola there.
And going where you pulled Kingery away from, likely to leave an opening.
Which pulled 2 guys across the field.
Edgington up the middle, shoots the gap, and he's going to get into – fumble! It's out of the back. Oh, they called the touchdown.
That was close.
Nice.
I would really like to see the guy on our sideline make that call.
Yeah, the guy in the middle called it a touchdown. So it's going to be an Indianola touchdown. We'll see what this replay looks like, but there is no such thing as a replay review.
Boy, that is close.
I mean, that official was right there, so he probably had as good a view as anybody.
Don't defend the referees.
Hey, we need all the referees we can get.
That's true, but I mean they don't.
He can't
they don't
hear
know.
us, I know.
They don't know we're talking about them. Yeah, it probably was a touchdown, but man, that was close. I wish we had a camera guy right down the line to give us a good look at that one.
Keller hits the extra point, bringing it to a 7-7 ball game.
So that was a good timeout out of the Indians.
Yeah.
They come out, they throw a screen, get a first down. The next play, they run a dive up the middle or that zone read, and score a touchdown.
We mentioned the screen earlier, but it was definitely a wrinkle because they threw a screen backside to a receiver instead of being to Edgington. Which
a lot of times their screens have been to their tailback. And I'm sure that they're really starting to see these, we call it junk defense, whatever, that people are going to do against Kingery. And so you have to be a little bit more creative on how you're going to get either him open or other guys open.
Because you're really looking for one guy to beat a 2-on-1, and that's, even with Kingery, who's really a top-level receiver, that's still hard to beat 2-on-1.
And one of those is going to be Titus majority of the time, who's also a pretty good football player. So you gotta take advantage of your other spots.
Talon Hayworth, the deep return man for the Blue Jays. But don't believe he's been back there yet this year, or maybe against Boone. Barkema and Cram in front of him. So not giving you a great option if you're looking to kick it shorter. 1:29 remaining in the first quarter. Kickoff here from the 40. Ball is up. Hayworth going to make the catch at the 9. Looking to make an opening up the middle. Hold on to the ball, son. Brought down at the 31. Well, going to give him the 32 for the yard forward progress. Not sure he ever actually went down.
Good
until
run.
That roll.
Titus really delivered a heck of a block here. Threw his guy back into another one.
Yeah, kind of made a hole.
Yep. So good return there. Get past the 30-yard line. Third drive here for the Blue Jays.
On the return, number 9, Talon Hayworth.
Hayworth going to stay out there on offense this time.
32-yard line.
Looks like he's splitting out to the right. Falsgraf to the left.
You kind of wonder if we're going to see something to him here because he hasn't played a ton of offense.
Right. Play action. Collison makes the first man miss, and he's just going to go up the middle. Good decision. He's going to gain 7 on the play, it looks like.
Good coverage out of Indianola, and a really nice job out of Colby to realize that nobody's open and tuck that thing and run. And kind of like Brick a little bit, it looked like, hey, there's nothing there, but was able to definitely get a positive gain out of that.
Did a real good job of making that defensive end miss on. And once he stepped up, he's like, I'm still looking downfield, but that's a tough throw when you're still trying to run forward like that. So good, safe decision. Barkema shifting over to the right side. Handoff Cram up the middle. Cram, first man miss. It's going to be right at the first down marker. Brought down by a party here. Looks like a gain of 4 on the play.
Just a little power right. And pretty good football by both teams there. Good blocking out of the Blue Jays. And the Indians prevent a big play right there. Looked like the safety came up and really made the play.
Winger was the pole guy on that one, the left tackle. Falsgraf and Barkema both to the right this time. Now we're shifting Keith and Jones over to the right side, so full house right. Pitch over to Cram, going to the right side. Spins through the middle, driving ahead. Going to gain 4 on the play. 4 being brought down.
You end up getting a pretty good run there when there wasn't a whole lot available. The Indians do a good job of not allowing him to get to the outside. That's going to bring us to quarter.
Yep. So 7-7 ball game right now.
Dad, I gotta get in there. Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
That's what I thought, but guess not.
This is our new house.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Pops. I want to show you guys something.
Mom, Dad, this is for you.
Did you know about this?
All right, as we come out of the first quarter break there with another Austin Sullivan video. Sully doing work like always. Sold you a house, right?
Yep, yeah, he sold me a couple.
A couple, yeah, that's right.
Yep. That's a pretty exciting first quarter.
Yeah.
Kind of what we expected. Two teams just kind of exchanging punches there a little bit, and each one really kind of withstanding for the most part.
It definitely changes it a little bit too when you know at any given point either team can go on a big play. So even the 4-yard plays seem exciting. Cram up the middle, makes the first guy miss, is going to fall forward about a yard short of the first down, so it brings up 3rd and 1, gain of 5 on the play.
And this really is what I expected us to be able to do is come out here and be able to get 4 or 5 yard runs consistently, mix in a couple long ones here and there. And like you mentioned, we are still keeping our quarterback in there, which then allows us, like right now,
that play action is there, yeah.
3rd and 1. If we don't get it on play action, we can come back and run the football. So I could see us trying to hit a home run here.
Falsgraf to the left, 2 fullbacks to the right. And tried to get and they're going to get false start on the defense, so good hard fake on that by Collison. We haven't seen that quite as much this year, but definitely something he's done over the years, and we've got a few penalties that way.
You can see their coach is not happy with
his D-line.
Well, he was saying that we were baiting them across by bobbing the head up and down, but watching the replay, Colby really doesn't do that. You do see some NFL guys do that quite a bit.
Yep. So picking up the first down here at the 42-yard line. Pitch out to Cram, cuts back up the middle, spins forward, and he's going to gain 4 on the play.
Well, once again, it doesn't look amazing, but it's a 4-yard run, and it puts you in a positive situation. I still think setting us up for some really good play action to come here shortly.
And a good job by the Indianola defense there. Dewey tried to set the outside, so Cram bounced back in, because you never want to give the running back an outside, but especially an explosive guy, you really don't want them to get the edge and see how far they can go.
Good job out of Ethan Ott. He's kind of a big cat, was hustling out there, then cut back to help get on that tackle as well.
Cram up the middle this time, makes the guy miss. And he's past the first down, still driving forward, and he's going to be down at the 23-yard line. He's going to gain of 16 on the play.
If we keep doing that right there, we might not run play action.
Right. Well, really good job by the line pushing forward, and then Cram hits second level, stiff arms a guy, and throws another guy by. And
nobody went low on him, so he was able to keep his legs underneath him and keep driving the pile.
Like that line had 5 yards of explosion too.
And then the line coming up behind and pushing. They like when they get to do that. 2
fullbacks to the left now. Falsgraf to the right. Handoff up the middle again. And better wrap up this time.
Yeah, somebody had some strong hands.
Yeah.
There.
I think that might have been Josh Ehlers. No, it's Spencer McGraw, I bet, up the middle. There 12. We go, 12.
Yeah, it looked like he was by him for sure, and he just kind of got one arm around Titus. Not very many guys can one-arm Titus and bring him backwards.
Gain of a foot maybe on that.
First time we've really kind of been stopped on a run play for that short.
Yeah. Same formation. Falsgraf getting pressed now on the right side. Play action. Looking. Collison going to roll out, drops it off to Cram. Cram through the middle, makes a guy miss. He's got a lead blocker out there. At the 5, backpedaling, and he's going to be out of bounds at the 2. Gain of 21 on the little dump-off pass there. Collison doing a good job finding Cram, and Cram makes the guy miss and then follows some blockers for a little bit more there.
Realistically, probably the 3rd or 4th option on that pass play. And Indianola did a nice job of covering everybody up, but really didn't expect him to take the play fake.
Right, and then come through the middle.
And then work his way out to the flat.
2 fullbacks to the right. Handoff Cram up the middle. Cram dives into the end zone for a Blue Jay touchdown.
Another good drive there out of the Blue Jays. Exactly what they needed to do. Go down and score first. The Indians score right back. And Blue Jays don't let their foot off the pedal here.
Yeah, there's nice big hole in the middle. There was one guy in the middle there. Kai Hartung, I think, was the one that stepped up. But Cram's not going to lose too many battles with the head of steam up the middle.
Not that close to the goal line.
Yep. Falsgraf in for the extra point here. 8:57 remaining in the second quarter. Snap good and down, and kick is up. Good. Blue Jays take a 14-7 lead.
So good job out of the Jays. We'll see what the Indians can do to respond. See if they still have some tricks up their sleeve to be able to move the football. Like we've mentioned, it really looks like we're going to do everything we can to take away Kingery, and we're going to make somebody else beat us.
And Shivers has been a pretty solid receiver on the season. He's got 30 receptions for over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, so definitely an option there.
Yeah, he's a really good second option for sure. And he's shown that so far tonight. Had some nice catches.
Johnsy Hale only has 12 receptions on the season, but I'm pretty sure he missed a little bit of time with an injury, so he was coming back in last week, I think, off of that. So definitely a weapon that they have as well.
And their run game's been a little more effective than what I thought it was going to be. And that might be a little bit due to the fact that we are kind of stretching those linebackers out a little bit to really help with those underneath passes.
Sure. Falsgraf in to kick this one off again. Kingery and Hale, the deep return men. Falsgraf, low bouncer, still bouncing. Kingery picks it up at the 20. He's going to slide safe at the 24.
That was kind of interesting going to the ground, but Indianola will take it there on the 25 to start their fourth drive of the night.
Yep.
On the return, number 88.
Yeah, definitely. If you're a Blue Jay, that's a really great result as starting field position to the 24, but also you really don't want Kingery out in space, and there's a reason he's back there. It's because he's dangerous.
He is fast and hard to tackle.
They gave him every foot of that slide, so they called it the 25.
They didn't put it down where he started the
No,
slide.
they definitely did not. Kingery to the right, trips left. Hale in motion, handoff up the middle, Edgington, and great ankle tackle there by Powers. Vanderlinden came up over the top to help secure that tackle. 1 yard gain on the run.
We ran a very similar play earlier, fake that jet sweep, and then basically run a counter back to the left out of your running back. They kind of run into each other a little bit in the backfield. That really is a tough timing thing. We got a cramp for a guy. Is that what we got?
Might be Fulton down there. House with some pressure right off the start of that, too, pushing the edge back in.
I can't imagine.
Can't
imagine we're cramping right now.
Well, unless you were cramping before. It definitely looks like a cramp the way she's working the ankle back and forth.
Yep.
It's a good time to thank Sarah Moss for all her work trying to keep all the Blue Jay athletes healthy. I swear she's at more events than most of the people that work for this, full-time school coaches and everything. She's always around.
Well, he was going to try to just go back to the huddle, but
I can't blame him for trying it, right?
If they stop the play for you, you do have to come out for one play.
Let's call a timeout, right?
Yep.
But we're probably not using the timeout for that right now.
Probably not.
Quentin, we like you, but I don't think you're getting the timeout called just to put you back in.
No, that's pretty rare.
I think Baker slid in, so you got Baker, House, and Vrew on the line there with Batney outside. You got Shivers and Hale to the right, Kingery to the left. Brick takes the snap, looking towards Kingery, trying to throw it deep, and Kingery got behind and was not able to secure the catch.
Well, even though we had a couple guys over there on him, that was a heck of a throw out of Brick. Threw to that back shoulder, and honestly,
it was in a spot where he had a chance at catching it.
Honestly, he catches this most of the time.
Yeah, I think just hard ground helped cause that incomplete.
From all the tape we've seen, he hauls that in.
Falsgraf did a good job of getting in Kingery's way, slowing him down a little bit, pushing him just enough to the outside to make the catch even harder.
Now, this really is a big play here for the Indians, because if they don't get it and they punt, now all of a sudden you're really
screen
in
pass.
Danger zone.
Edgington has Powers and Moore coming up on him, and they drive him out of bounds.
Short
after about 6 yard gain, it looks like, is where they're going to spot it, and way too far deep into your own end zone. I think that you would consider going for it.
Could see him maybe try to draw us off sides here on the punt.
Sure.
Just you get that 5, you get the first down. I would definitely think they would make an attempt at that.
Is that number 11 Hale in there to punt? He's the normal punter, I suppose. So that's him and Brick are the ones that have taken punts. I'm guessing Brick might have punted when Hale was injured. Nice high kick. Barkema's going to let it bounce and thought about touching it but decided not to, and it's going to roll down to the 16-yard line. Gets a friendly bounce. You know, I think Barkema is just understanding the risk of catching that is a little bit high.
I think he knows that that's one he's probably got to get.
Yeah.
Probably costs us about 20 to 25 yards of field position, but we still have the football.
And it's a night where you just don't want to make that mistake.
Yep.
So with 8:16 remaining in the second and a lead, Blue Jays will take it 1st and 10 from the 16.
Looks like Titus is taking a little breather here on this one as well, so we're probably going to see Caleb in at tailback.
Yep. So you got Moore in there. You got two fullbacks to the right and Falsgraf split to the right. And handoff Moore up the middle. Moore finds room and is going to be close to the first down, and they're going to give it to him. Nice gain of 10 yards there by Moore, straight up the middle.
The ball carries number 2, Caleb Moore.
Really good run out of him. There, we do have a contrast in styles, and Caleb's really kind of a one cut and just run through the hole. Physical runner.
Hartung finishes up that tackle along with Ashton Grubel.
Looks like we're bringing in the sticks here.
Oh, it's funny because the official immediately signaled first down, but in all honesty, not getting this first down isn't a bad thing.
No,
then you got 2nd and inches and you got all kinds of options.
Well, they were right. They signaled for a reason.
Yep. Good job, Mr. Official. Your judgment was very accurate. So first down at the 26-yard line. Once they get those chains off, we'll start the clock again. You know, great chain gang we got there, so or at least they'll tell you they are. Hand off to Moore up the middle again. Not as much room this time, but a little bit of push from the lines. Going to gain almost 3 on that play.
Yeah, pretty good job out of the Indians. The Indians to bottle that one up, but still come out with a 3-yard gain. Set up a very manageable second down. Real good push out of the left side, left guard and center, driving that D tackle back.
Charlie Wilmot with the topper on the tackle. There's a few guys below him, but he's the 6'4" guy that's easier to see on top. Sometimes you get credit just for being the last one. Collison, fake pitch to Moore, rolls out to the right.
Yeah, guys open.
Has
everywhere.
Andrew Keith open. Falsgraf with a little bump block. Gets Keith. How's that?
I definitely didn't think it was in the back.
It was definitely not in the back.
And it
Keith
wasn't,
is down. That's not good. But
and it wasn't vicious. I don't know if they're calling it because he came backwards to hit him.
I mean, I guess it was blind side because he wasn't looking at him. But it was a beautiful screen. It's bad luck. I mean, Falsgraf did everything he could not to clip him.
Right, and I mean, it was not a vicious hit whatsoever.
Yeah, that's not what we had 10 years ago when crackbacks were a concern. But right now,
if that's what we're going to go throw flags on in football, you're going to have a lot of people not watch football because that was not much of a hit.
Keith going to be helped up here. Looks like maybe the wind just got knocked out of him there.
That was about like Brady's roughing the passer.
Right.
Call.
Not that there's any Chiefs fans out there, but so that's a 15-yard penalty, which brings it back almost to the line of scrimmage.
About where we were.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I guess I didn't see Andrew go down. Did he get tackled funny?
I think he just landed. Yeah, a little. I mean, it's cold. Ground hurts more.
It looks like he's a little
limpy.
Got a little gimp in the walk there.
Yeah, good read by Collison to find him. And
well, he had his pick.
Yeah.
Shockingly, I don't understand why guys are that open.
So we're shifting in a different offensive set here. I don't know if that's in connection with Keith being injured. We're going to have 2nd down and 6 here.
Got Titus out here in the slot, coming in jet motion. There's that counter play that's wide open.
Moore coming near side and has room. Cuts it back up the middle. Brought down almost to where Keith went down at the 49.
And Pfalzgraf is throwing a key block there as well. Really got after that defensive back.
Like that jet sweep to Cram going opposite side. Yeah. Real good solid block by Pfalzgraf. Keeps the defensive back there and allows Moore to make the cut off of him.
Yep, you did see a lot of people biting on that jet sweep that time, which is a big reason why the counter was wide open.
Right. So trips left. It looks like Ryle, Barkma, and Cram, and then Pfalzgraf to the high side. Play action. Collison's going to roll left, and he's throwing it up for Barkma, just a little bit too much under it. Ashton Grubel went for the tip and missed it, but it's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, that was a tough throw on the run under some pressure. Good job out of the Indians covering guys up. Could have tucked it and ran for maybe a couple yards, but was going to take a hit. So I think that's probably a pretty good decision to throw that one and give Barkma a chance at it. We've seen him make some one-handed snags before.
We have, and the other part to that is Collison's been pretty darn accurate tonight. So you make that throw and see what happens. It was one-on-one coverage.
Similar formation here with that jet sweep. Going to run the same counter play back.
Moore cuts up the middle. Good. Probably 2 more cuts than we ever see from him, but gained 7 on the play.
And really the Indianola did a pretty good job defending that, but that initial cut, he made the guy that was in the hole miss. So really good run out of Caleb. Now you got to think that probably going to give it to Titus the next time we run that one.
Yeah. Yep, and 3rd and 3 you have options because you might be in 4-down territory right here. I mean, you're near midfield, so it'd be tough. But we hand it off to Cram. Cram looking to get outside and, breaks the tackle, and it's going to be just shy. There's a flag on the high side.
It's either illegal shift or formation. It looked like Ryle was moving when Titus started to move.
Oh, sure.
See, he stepped up as Titus was going.
Okay. Yeah.
The thing is, the guy on our sideline didn't call it, so that's kind of a tough one.
So
I think you would decline it.
Because they lost a yard on the play.
I think you would decline it, but we'll see what Coach Kluver does. He's asking the coaches, what do you think?
Which would bring up 4th and 4 if they – okay, and so they do decline it.
It's like about 4th and 3.
Oh, okay. I saw the ref standing right on the 45, so I thought.
Going by our yard, it's still 4th and 3, a solid 3.
So they actually gave him no loss on that play.
Well, gosh, I might take the penalty now. I know they're going to go for it.
Ryle and Barkma to the right. They're looking to pull him off
that
sides.
right there, you could see a referee calling that on Collison, simulating the snap like that right there. That really isn't supposed to be allowed.
And Blue Jays are going to take a timeout. That'll be their 2nd of the half.
If I'm them, I think I go for this.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think you've got momentum. I think this is one of those you can get it and then go punch that thing in.
I mean, you can really make a statement here if you get down there and score.
Yep.
But you also have a potential that you could punt them inside the 10.
Pin them deep for sure, and still have plenty of time to get the ball back before half.
At halftime, it's going to be real easy to tell which was the right decision.
Well, I'm a bit of a gambler, so I'm going for this thing.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I've watched a lot of questionable offense in college and pros lately, which has me thinking punt all the time now.
Well, it looks like we are bringing the punt team out now.
But we've shifted off of that a couple times. So.
I think Indianola's got to be talking about fake punt over there for sure. And do not jump off sides. You know what?
Right.
One of the things that happens, you get people to shift,
and
then you just kind of react because they move.
Now, has Cole been the gunner over here? I feel like that seems different, but maybe not.
No, we did see John throw a pass a couple weeks ago against.
Nobody moves at all.
Kind of a slow, slow snap.
High punt.
Bounce
what
back.
kind of bounce? Oh, keep it in. Oh, we rolled into the end zone.
Man, we got to get to that ball.
Yeah. You can't roll into the end zone, though, can you? If you make contact with the goal when you're touching it in high school, is it not a touchback?
He is putting it down.
He's putting it
at
at
the one.
the John Torrey Taylor Powers gets the punt down at the 1 foot line. All right.
Well, they're having a discussion here.
Yeah,
touchback.
Yep.
Okay. I was probably leaning towards that,
yeah.
but all the way up here, it's hard to tell.
Right. But that's still the high school rule, right? If you're making contact with the end zone, when you touch it, you're going to, yeah, okay. So the excitement is slightly ended. Sorry, John, for overselling your beautiful punt. It was almost perfect.
I don't think our guys realized how far the punt was because they were expecting it to be around the 20. If they would have been hightailing it down there, I don't think we would have had any problem stopping that inside the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a little odd when it's hanging in the air, but it seemed like it took us a long time to get down there compared to normal. But also nobody moved on the snap, so.
I think we got.
Do we have 12?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
We do? Okay.
Yep. I don't know if they're going to throw the flag.
Nobody noticed. Okay. And receiver makes the catch. That's Kingery.
Maybe
going to get the first down.
I miscounted, too.
Keith fell down.
Keith just came to the sideline. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep.
So we had 12, and they still made the catch. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
We were sneaky enough.
Yeah. Kingery did a little double move coming up the middle, and then as he went to go outside, he made some contact with Andrew and knocked him down, and so he was open for the catch. 2 receivers shift left. They will have to reset before he snaps, and they do. So trips left, looking left the whole way. Batney's being held the whole way, and nothing is called. And Brick is going to get pushed out of bounds. Gain of 5, maybe 4, and the Blue Jay sideline is not very happy because Batney was tackled on his way through. And since there was nobody else around, it looked not great, but
I didn't really think it was much, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be yelling like a lot of our crowd is. I was more impressed with Brick's little move there on Powers because that we don't see him miss very many tackles.
So 2nd and 6. Brick drops straight back, sets up the screen in the middle. Fox makes the catch. Powers makes the tackle right away, and they're going to be generous and give him the line of scrimmage again.
Yeah, that one he wasn't missing.
No.
And if Indianola can actually get him blocked here, that does look like it could be a good play, but they swing and miss on him, and a great effort out of John there.
So third down here, 3rd and 6.
So you got basically one-on-one with all 3 guys up top.
Yep.
You're doubling Kingery down here with Barkema and Titus. So I got
3 seconds on the play clock. Gets the snap off. Brick pressure all over the place. Gets it to Kingery, and it's going to be out of bounds, incomplete. But holy cow, good job avoiding the pressure by Bennett Brick to come back and find an option, potentially getting it to Kingery.
And Batney hasn't gotten home yet, but he is causing a lot of problems.
Yep.
And like you said, really good spin move there out of Brick to get away. And man, that was a heck of a throw and almost completed that thing down the sideline. We've seen some crazy catches out of these guys all season long, but great job out of the Jays here to hold.
So Hale's punt is up. We'll see if Barkema makes this catch this time. He does not. Going to let it bounce again. You can tell that's not what he wants to do, but he thinks he's what he's supposed to do. And it's going to go down right about the 16-yard line again.
Yeah, once again, we kind of give up some free yardage here on field possession, but still have the football. Got plenty of time, 4 minutes with the timeout. Scoring here before halftime would really change
Blue
the
Jays
dynamic.
will get the ball coming out of half.
Really change the dynamic of this game and really put some pressure on the Indians.
But right now, on 5 possessions for the Indianola, they've had to punt 4 times. So you're pretty happy with that right now.
Yep. For sure.
Cram in the Wildcat right now. Falsgraf to the right. Hands off Moore up the middle. Going to fall forward. Gain of maybe 2. Wasn't a lot of room there, but.
No, pretty good job out of Indianola to pile that thing up. And it looks like we got another guy down.
We do.
Can't tell if that's Keith again.
No, that's in the middle. I'm guessing it's a lineman, but can't quite tell who. It's not Vrew. It's not Winger.
See Baker.
It's almost got to be House, right?
Could be House. I don't see him standing out there just yet.
Process of elimination, I suppose. But 3:53 remaining. It'll be 2nd and 8. And overall, pretty solid game so far. About what we were expecting with some excitement. So we'll see if we can get another touchdown here before half. And then at halftime, we'll have the Blue Jays dance team come out and perform, as well as that is Andrew Keith. You're right. Look at you. What's he doing in the middle?
He's blocking down from tight end position.
So we'll have the dance team out here at halftime, as well as the marching band. So stay tuned for that. We'll have the feed.
You wonder a little bit if maybe it was the prior injury.
Sure.
Maybe just a little repeat.
Yep.
Still walking pretty gingerly.
We're trying to line up to run the play, and he's still limping off the field. So looks like Collison's going to be split out left. Cram and Moore in the backfield with 2 fullbacks in front. 2nd and 8. And now we're shifting back to a normal formation. So you got Moore and Cram split left, and Collison in the backfield. And he's looking downfield the whole way towards Cram. Has a man, not able to get it there. Cram falls, but I don't think he was going to get there anyway. Just a little bit too much on it.
Pretty good route there. Ran a little bit of a post corner and got that safety to turn his hips. And if we complete that, he's probably scoring on that one.
Yeah, because at best you're gonna have one man trying to bring down Titus, and overall that just hasn't been very effective. But as it stands, 3rd and 8.
Now what you don't want to do is throw another incomplete pass here and give the ball back to the Indians close to the 50-yard line with still 3 minutes to play.
So are you running it up the middle?
Well, I'm getting the first down.
Okay, well that's a good plan. Let's do that. Falsgraf and Cram to the right. Collison looking pass. Rolls out right. Gets the ball. Kind of had his arm held while he was throwing, and it's going to fall incomplete.
Trying to figure out who that was, but one of the linebackers came on a blitz up the middle. Number 6, I think. No, not 6. Definitely not 6.
No, 6 is the quarterback, so it'd be good work out of him if he's playing.
Yeah, it was hard to read, but good job out him applying pressure, and I think you are right. He had a hold of Collison as he was throwing it, so he couldn't quite get all of it. When he threw that thing.
That was the defensive end, it looked like, so it might have been Ray Liventhal's 59.
Well, whoever it was, they made a nice
good play.
I'm sorry, I can't read your number.
Powers to punt, gets a line drive punt, and it's out of bounds, so we're not sure where this one's going to get marked at. Still
probably going to be on the other side of the 50. Yep.
Now he's near, and so 47 is where he's going to say.
Okay, no return. It looked like he hit it pretty good.
Just a little bit to the right.
Maybe that's what he was trying to do. They didn't want the Indians to have any kind of return.
And so first down at the 47, 3:25 remaining in the first half.
And this is where that giving up field positions on those last 2 punts is really kind of hurting you right now, because really it should be over by the 35-yard line, but now they get inside the 50 with plenty of time.
Trips right, Kingery, the inside guy on the right. Handoff Edgington up the middle, nowhere to go. Blue Jays are in the backfield with him. Batney on the tackle, along with, it looks like, Vanderlinden.
Somebody went down and got Titus on this one, too. Titus is kind of creeping up here and going to make a play, and 66 got him.
Okay. Well, I've seen Boyd come out after him a couple times, but Kilgore's the one that got him there, so. Brick looking right the whole way. Gets Shivers. Barkema wraps up and does a good job not letting him slip forward. They're going to give him the 41. So it's going to gain of about
You've talked
8.
about the quarterbacks in our district and how good they are. And right there's a great example of that's a tough throw. I mean, it's only a 5-yard, 5-6-yard gain, but it's about a 40-yard throw in reality, and it's a timing throw.
And if he doesn't throw it in the line, Barkema's going to be there to pick it off. Like, it's a high risk.
And as a coach, you don't have a lot of confidence in a ton of guys to do that. But we got 3 guys in our district that are pretty darn good at slinging it.
So 3rd and 2 here. Twins to each side. Kingery at the high side of the field with Falsgraf across from him. And they throw it out. Oh, just to Shivers. And he's going to pick up the first down. Moore read it perfectly, just couldn't quite jump high enough to get his hand on it.
We saw that play earlier, and it was a little more open last time. Caleb Moore is a pretty smart kid and knew he had seen that before. Again, a good throw over the good play out of both guys.
You couldn't have made a better throw there.
Now, Indianola is at a point where they're going to have to maybe start to hurry a little bit because they are down to one timeout.
One timeout left,
And you're under 2 minutes.
Shivers to the near side, Barkham on him. Kingery up top with another receiver. Edgington takes the reverse. And Kingery looked for the pass, throws it back to Brick, who's pushed out of bounds at the 26.
I think you're going to get some holding. I can't tell if that was number 3 that was trying to run that corner route, and we were holding him. Yep, defensive hold. Which, honestly, is a pretty good play because if he doesn't hold him, it might be a touchdown.
Right.
Kingery does have 1 pass on the year coming in, which was for a touchdown.
He has a ridiculous quarterback rating, that's for sure.
Yep.
But he's not enough passes to qualify.
So I don't know if you get to tack that on.
Well, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do here. They're taking it back to the side where it was snapped and walking it off from the line of scrimmage. So
be a 10-yarder.
Yep. So it will be a first down at 1:28 remaining, and they're at the 25-yard line.
Does stop the clock for him.
Yeah. Kingery
looks a little
tight
confused.
to the right with 2 other receivers over there. Now they're all going to split out. Flaherty and Hilton over there with him. And Edgington up the middle.
Really nice run.
Not able to bring him down, and he's going to break it all the way into the end zone. Just a good job to keep going, and the Blue Jays didn't wrap up the tackle, and that's going to –
no, that looked like about a 5-yard run, and then we hit him, but didn't wrap up. And he's a strong, sturdy runner. Caleb Moore got into him, but didn't wrap him up. And great finish out of Edgington.
At first, I thought Moore went for the strip of the ball, but I think he just landed into him funny. And
the hurdle maybe threw him off a little bit.
Yep. Snap there. Kick is up and good. And it is 14-14 with 1:21 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, quick turning of the tide there. We thought, hey, we're going to have a shot here of going up 2 scores before half.
Yep.
Indianola gets a good stop, gets the ball back with short field position and scores in a couple plays. Jays are pretty potent themselves offensively, so don't count us out here from scoring with the buck 21. We've got plenty of plays that can gain some big yards.
Right. I think we talked in the beginning of the game, securing your tackles, wrapping those up was going to be big, and, that one just didn't happen. So something to improve on.
And I was really surprised because last week they couldn't run the ball against Carlisle, and I thought, man, they're going to really struggle running against us. But they've maybe made some adjustments or maybe just made more of a focus of it this week, and it's definitely showing because it's definitely been very effective for them tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been huge gainers. It's been mostly 3- and 4-yarders, but you drop in a 15 and a 25, and all of a sudden you got 2 touchdowns.
And we keep talking about positive situations where you shorten the sticks rather than playing behind them all the time. And both teams have been able to do that tonight.
Indianola to kick off here. Tal in the deep man again. And they're going to send it back his way. That might go out of bounds, and it will. So
that
to
is
the
not
benefit
what
of the
you
Blue
want.
Jays, because that'll be a penalty.
That is not what you want if you're Indianola.
What are we starting at? 35 or 40?
I think that's the 40, isn't it?
The Indians was number 41, Aiden Keller. Ball went out of
35.
Okay, 35. All right.
Ball will be spotted at
NFL's
35
40.
yards.
Yeah.
First and 10, Blue Jays.
It's one of those where it's a penalty at all levels, but it
Yeah.
varies where it actually is at. So 121 remaining. Barkema coming off. I wonder if you're going to look to run it maybe a little bit, but looks like Cram is going to be split left along with Falsgraf.
Could see that jet motion possibly here.
And there's the motion you were looking for. Collison rolling left, throws it up. Hayworth trying to come back for it, but doesn't see it until he's a little late. And at that point, the Blue Jay fans are thinking there shouldn't be a penalty for pass interference, but you're not going to get that one.
And that's tough because Colby's rolling to his left, so he really needs to set up his feet to throw it, and he just can't quite get all of it into it. Because if he gets a little bit more into it, you might get that pass interference call.
Yeah.
On Wilmot, but he did a pretty good job of avoiding Hayworth there.
So now you got Hayworth and
Jet sweep here probably again, whether we get
Cram.
it. Yep.
Cram takes it this time, coming left. Good read there. Hartung comes up and makes the hit.
That was as tough as 1 yard run as you're going to get. A 2 yard run. They definitely had him in the backfield, but as we've seen, he's not easy to go down.
No, Kai Hartung had a really good read on that. Came up and met him in the backfield, really, allowing his teammates to come up and play. Collison drops straight back, has plenty of time, throws it towards Cram. Cram makes the catch, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. And then he's driven into the ground afterwards, and Blue Jay fans, again, would like a penalty. There's not going to be one.
Looked a little excessive, but I'm going to focus on Colby's throw. That was a heck of a throw on the run, right down the sideline. It probably could have held up there. That was about 8 steps out of bounds.
Yep.
Have we made a field goal this year?
Yes.
I know we had one game where we missed several.
Now, granted, tonight it's going to feel like kicking a brick, I think.
Yeah, we haven't kicked very many. I'm just thinking how close we got to get this thing.
Collison rolling left. Finds a receiver, hits Ryle. Great catch. Good job getting the throw off. It's going to be just shy of the first down. Great catch there by Ryle to finish that. And Blue Jays are going to spike the ball. Brings up 3rd and 1 with 20 seconds on the clock and 1 timeout remaining.
So you probably got about 3 or 4 plays left, depending on how it plays out.
Yeah.
If you get out of bounds, if you have to use that timeout here, the clock will stop when you get a first down.
But you can pass it anywhere because of that timeout.
Yep. Got all these stats, but I can't find the kicking stats.
Maybe I didn't print the kicking stats.
Well,
but
I could look them up too.
I mean, it's been a while since we've kicked, but then again, our
we've
last 2 games were Boone and Perry, so we didn't really need to kick either.
Score a lot of touchdowns. So. We know we can kick it.
Barkema and Ryle to the right, Falsgraf and Cram to the left, Moore in the backfield next to Collison. Collison takes the snap, looking towards Falsgraf. He's going to go ahead and take off running. He's going to pick up 10 yards. You see a flag? There is a flag.
We got a little takedown on the interior line here, a little pull to the ground. That's really going to hurt because you lose the time off the clock, and then you go back 10 yards.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a takedown out of the interior lineman.
Yeah.
Anytime you pull that defender to the ground, you really run that risk of getting the holding call.
There was even one right before that could have been called too, because there was a high chicken wing that doesn't usually look too good from the outside. So 3rd and 13 now.
After the penalty, Blue Jays have it 3rd and 13.
Falsgraf to the left.
Too bad because we had a good positive play that I think really put us in a position to kick a field goal. And now you probably got to get 20 yards on this play, realistically.
Yeah. Collison makes the first guy miss, throws it deep towards Barkema. Barkema is ran over, And they're not going to throw a flag. They're going to say their feet just got tangled up, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. So,
and now you're kind of in that spot. Can you run a play and get down to stop the clock, or do you got to throw this thing to the end zone? 5.5 seconds isn't a ton of time.
Right.
As far as getting yourself in field goal range.
Right.
I don't know if that's realistic.
Yeah. And the other thing you definitely don't want the play to last less than 5 seconds, because if you don't complete it, they get a shot at it. Not that I think they have a lot of options either at that point, but Collison going to drop straight back, sets up the screen, more up the middle, and gets brought down from behind by Ray Liventhal's, and that's going to be the end of the first half.
Great play out of Ray there.
Yep.
Kind of felt that screen. Anytime you feel like they're not blocking you, it's usually for a reason.
Right.
Well, that was kind of what we thought.
Yeah.
Teams were going to score. I think teams maybe had opportunity to score more than what they did.
Yeah.
But both teams are pretty good on both sides of the ball. So overall, that's a pretty darn good half of football.
That's exciting first half. We'll come out of half talking some of the other games and maybe some updated stats. But here we'll step aside and let you check out the dance team and the marching band senior night. So we'll be back after the break.
The Bluejay Pride marching band presents Under the Moonlight.
I could come in yet. I haven't touched it in like 3 minutes.
The next team is Megan Bear. Megan is the daughter of Clay, Sarah, and Andy Bear. Our high school senior guard in figure skating, theater, archery, street, color guard, senior, seminar. Our high school, Megan wants to attend the University of Indianola for art education. Megan Bear. Olivia Diamaso is the daughter of Frank and Elizabeth Diamaso. Ryan High School first participated in fall play in musical speech. Lucky band and country band. Ryan High School, she plans to attend the University of Iowa and study physical education. Olivia Diamaso. Our next senior is Clariana Foss. Clariana's mother is Amanda Thomas Foss. Her uncle is Buster Foss. Her guardians are Nancy and Terry Bell. She is being escorted by her brother Johnny and Jillian Foss. While in high school, she has participated in band, field choir, color cheer, and archery. While in high school, she plans to attend BMAC and then transfer to Iowa State for veterinary medicine. Clariana Foss. Our next senior is Jonah Grubel. Jonah is the son of Jason and Erica Grubel. While in high school, he has been involved in band, cross country, and fall play, wrestling, and soccer. While in high school, he plans to attend Iowa State and study computer science. Jonah Grubel. Our next senior is Evan Hill. Evan Hill is the son of owner and Marcus Hill. While in high school, he participated in the marching band. While in high school, he plans to attend BMAC and enroll in the Water Environmental Technology program. Evan Hill. Our next senior is Emma Horton. Emma is the daughter of Jamie and John Horton. While in high school, she has been in band, select choir, jazz band, and choir, softball, and basketball manager. She plans to attend community college, then transfer to the University of Indianola to become an early childhood educator. Emma Horton. Our next senior is Samantha Duran. Sammy is the daughter of Karen and Mike Duran. While in high school, she has participated in the marching band, concert band, choir, fall play, and spring musical. While in high school, she plans to attend BMAC for 2 years, then transfer to UNI for secondary education. Sammy Duran. Isaiah Larson is our next senior. Isaiah is the son of Pam Larson. While in high school, he has participated in football, band, and wrestling, rugby, and fall play. While in high school, he plans to attend a church school for HSAC. Isaiah Larson. And 2 seniors, Lenhart. Erin Lenhart is the daughter of Gary and Katie Lenhart. While in high school, she has participated in select choir, concert choir, jazz choir, fall play, spring musical, speech, and kindergarten. While in high school, she plans to go to college and major in early childhood education and minor in musical theater. Maya Lenhart is the daughter of Gary and Katie Lenhart. While in high school, she has been involved in marching band, fall play, spring musical, USA, art senior seminar, and the video game club. While in high school, she plans to study animation and game design and BMAC. Erin and Maya Lenhart. Caleb Meyer is our next senior. Caleb is the son of Patrick and Jennifer Meyer. While in high school, he has been involved in baseball, football, wrestling, band, and FCA. While in high school, he plans to attend Iowa State and study architecture. Caleb Meyer. Our next senior is Keegan Morris. Keegan's parents are Eric and Rebecca Morris. While in high school, he participated in marching band, trumpet band, fall play, spring musical, and while in high school, Keegan wants to attend a trade school for welding. Keegan Morris. Raymond T is our next senior. Raymond is the son of Nathan and Sarah T. While in high school, he participated in golf and marching band. While in high school, he plans to go to Marshalltown to study biology, and to Iowa State to study animal science and study vet school. Raymond T. Emma Ullman is our next senior. Emma's parents is Chris and April Ullman. While in high school, they participated in tour guides. While in high school, Emma wants to become a pharmacy tech. Emma Ullman. The next senior is Tyler Vanderland. Tyler is the son of Kevin and Beth Vanderland. While in high school, he participated in football, marching band, wrestling, and youth group. While in high school, he plans to attend Northwestern and major in technology. Tyler Vanderland. Our next senior is Mikhail Raymond. The players are daughter of Shannon Wayman and Ray Walton. While high school, she has participated in volleyball, playground, bowling, softball, choir, softball, dance, showcase, and honor roll. While in high school, she plans to attend the University of Iowa and study forensic medicine and hopefully join the color guard and marching band. Michaela Longwood. Our next senior is Owen Levitt. Owen is the son of Howard and Andy Levitt. While in high school, he has participated in band, choir, softball, and jazz choir with robotics. Ball player, 3 years ago, and large leap speed. While in high school, he plans to either attend RC or study agriculture, and design and GMAT for carpentry and culinary arts. And that's our final senior from Milky Down and Color Guard. A big round of applause for our wonderful group of seniors and their parents.
Welcome back to Bondurant Farrar Stadium. Have a 14-14 ball game between the Bluejays of Bondurant and the Indianola Indians. A couple updates at halftime as far as stats go. The visiting Indians, Bennett Brick has got 93 yards passing so far in the first half, 13 of 20, with majority of those going to Will Shivers, who's got 6 catches for 46 yards. On the ground, Matthew Edgington has got 49 yards rushing with a couple big touchdowns. Kicking off right now are the Indians. And it looks like Talon Hayworth with the return there, past the 30-yard line. For the Blue Jays in the first half, Colby Collison with 123 yards passing. And Titus Cram leads the rushing game with 90 yards. And Caleb Moore falls with 48. So pretty good offensive output out of the Jays in the first half, but we still end up with a 14-14 tie. The Indians had a little bit of a short field there with that drive right before halftime that allowed them to tie the game up. Welcome back, Patrick, just getting back from your fatherly duties. Ooh, that's a nice job out of Indianola, really stretching that thing, and they drive Titus back. The problem is he got away from a guy, and so now forward progress is going to push him even further back. Now you're looking at what could have been maybe a 2nd and 12. It's going to look like a 2nd and 16 or 17.
Blue Jays have it, 2nd and 18.
And it looks like the Jays are going to come out here with that bunch formation again. We've seen some play action out of this with Falsgraf running a little bit of a corner route. Going to stick with the toss, though. Good block out of Powers. But not much there. Indians do a good job of forcing that thing inside.
Grubel and Dykey on the tackle.
Number 6, Titus Cram was low.
Let's see, we got somebody gimping around there.
And now he's down. Might be Vrew.
Tried to get up, but was unable to put some weight on. It looks like we got Tyler Williams coming into the game, so it definitely looks like a lineman. And more than likely, Vrew, right tackle or right guard there, trying to get out and lead that play. Not the start the Jays were looking for there. The first 2 plays end up with a 3rd and 14.
No, and if Vrew has any issues here, it could be problematic because he's on the field most of the time.
Yeah, you start to run in. Obviously he's your best player in that position. He's starting, but you run into depth issues as well on the defense, as he is a starter at a defensive tackle, defensive end spot for us.
He's not putting much weight on that ankle.
That doesn't look good. And I think he had an ankle injury earlier this season. Nothing that kept him out, but
okay.
That's coming from Dad anyway.
Yeah. Yep. So we're bringing the fullbacks off here. It's going to be 3rd and 14. Running low on the clock here with 4 seconds left.
Going to have to hustle. Get it off in time.
A lot
Screen.
of pressure. Screen pass to Moore with a little bit of room. He gets to the outside, and no flags on the play. Caleb Moore going to bring it down, lowers the shoulder, and out at the 42. Great play.
We run that play a ton on 3rd and long, and I always think teams are going to be ready for it, and they just aren't. And we always seem to catch teams trying to blitz, bring some extra pressure just at the right time. Great execution out of the Blue Jays, and that's a big one because if you don't get that first down, you're punting and, again, going to give them a short field, and now you got momentum.
Twins each side. Collison drops straight back. Now he's going to try and go right up the middle. Brought down after a short gain. 52 on the tackle. That's Wyatt DeWitt.
Yeah, good job out of him really closing that thing down. I do think we got a flag over here. I honestly don't.
I don't see the flag, though, do you?
I don't see a flag.
Is holding against the defense. Okay.
I don't think we can see it because it's along the sideline and the players are in the way.
So that'll negate that play. It'll be, well, we're looking at the official.
It looks like he threw it quite a ways down the field.
But it's not a spot foul, is it?
No.
It's a 10-yard penalty.
It should be a 10-yarder.
And so that'll be enough for a first down still.
Gives Blue Jays a first down.
At the 29-yard line. Faltzgrass splitting out right.
Didn't really see what happened there, so I'm guessing it was one of the guys going out for a pass.
Bunch left. Handoff Cram up the middle. And good gang tackle there by the Indians.
Took a little shot at the knee there. Kind of had to slow his momentum down, and the safety was coming screaming down there.
Well, he wins a lot of one-on-one battles, and they did a good job of just securing the low. Had a guy wrapped up behind, and you just kind of want to fall forward at that point. Actually hand it off to Cram. Makes the first man miss. Rolls forward and is going to pick up. We'll see where they put him out, but it looks like
4.
So gain of 4 on the play.
And I think you're in a spot here on the 23, 24-yard line. If you come up short, I don't know how bad you really want to kick it.
Right.
So
not just because, it's still
cold.
A field goal, but
we know our
you're
guys
going to need touchdowns.
Have the leg to get there.
Yeah, you need touchdowns.
So I could definitely see us running the football here, see if we can't pick it up that way. And if you don't, you still got that 4th down to come back to.
Two fullbacks right. Pitch out to Cram. Cram cuts it back up inside, then tries to roll outside, and lot of Indians there for the tackle.
And they've really done a nice job on our toss play. First guy is done his job of setting the edge and really forcing Titus to cut it back.
Cram's getting up slow on that.
That's not a good sign. Look, he got up on his own, so I think he's probably okay.
Cram was caught initially by number 15, Ashton Grubel.
The problem is he's getting held up there, and then you got 4 guys going to clean up. DeWitt and Dykey were there to lower the boom.
We call it a problem. The way he runs, one guy doesn't get him.
Right.
It's always going to be. It's going to have to be 3, 4, 5 guys that bring him down. So he does take a lot of extra hits that other guys wouldn't because they'd already be on the ground.
Right.
So now you're in that 4th down position, not going to kick it, 4th and 3-ish.
You're probably going to start by trying to jump them off sides, right?
Yep. Give them that hard count. Think you're probably going to throw it.
Yeah.
Could be play action. Sometimes we've seen Cooper Jones leak out in the flat here.
Collison rolls left, has protection, now cuts up, and nowhere to go. Menke led the tackle there along with Liventhal's.
Nice job out of them really stretching that thing out. You got 2 guys out in the route, and you got 3 guys covering them. And Menke's just, he's all over the place.
Yep.
He's the leading tackler for a reason, I guess.
Right. Because, there was a lane when Colby cut back. There was a lane for it, but it closed quick.
Yeah, Menke's the one that forced him back in, and then Menke was the one there that also made the tackle. So we get Indianola with their first drive of the second half.
Trips right. Edgington up the middle. Moore and Vanderlinden going to bring that tackle to a close. Drives forward for about a yard on the play.
Yep, not much
maybe
there.
2.
You got to think that we made a little bit of an adjustment on their run game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of wondering if there's going to be a point in time where Brick pulls it. Most of the time there's a guy waiting for him.
Right.
But I got to think at some point he is going to pull that football and see if he can't gain some yards himself.
I think Schoning's in there for where Vrew came out of. Trips left, Kingery right. Trying to get Edgington to the outside that way. And
we had an
Schoening
attempted shoulder tackle there.
Schoening dropped a shoulder, but he was able to roll through and pick up about 5 on the play. Good run. Brings up third and 4.
Yeah, don't see them try to get the edge too often.
No.
Most of their stuff has been up the middle. He's got a 3rd and short here.
Moore, good job securing that tackle so he couldn't break free again, because that was the offensive touchdowns for them in the first half, is Edgington breaking tackles. Indianola changing up the play call, looking at Kingery the whole way, and pressure up the middle, and there's a flag. The ball is down. Brick twisted his ankle up a little
Probably
bit.
Probably going to be holding.
I would hope, based off where that was. But
yeah.
Brick is limping off like that. Didn't feel good at all. I think he just said incomplete pass, holding on the offense.
Probably going to decline that.
And be 4th and 3.
4th and 3 or 4.
With the starting quarterback limping.
Yep. And he was flirting with a grounding call there as
yeah.
well. I was looking for the running back, and he really was on the other side of the formation. Definitely was just trying to get rid of it. Definitely didn't get the ball past the line of scrimmage.
We did decline, and here's one of your adjustments here is the Blue Jays are going to put 2 return men back.
Yeah, we lost, maybe 40 yards.
Yeah.
45.
I mean, at least 15 on each punt.
Yeah. And where we could have caught it, either returned it or just caught it where it was.
And the nice thing about having the 2 guys back is the other guy can give a little bit of protection. Barkma makes the catch at the 32, 33.
Yep, we'll take that.
Versus the 16 on the other 2 punts, which is where it was downed at. So
Indianola really doesn't move the football there. Potentially have a problem with their quarterback.
Yep.
I think they've got really nobody else that is.
They've got a sophomore that threw a pass.
Yep.
I think that might have been against Perry. So not exactly speaking for or against him. But
who knows what they have as a backup? Obviously, you're going to leave Brick in there most of the time.
So you got somebody warming up over in the corner, though. I can't tell what number that is, but Collison looking for Falsgraf. Has him. Falsgraf goes up, makes the catch, and then dives forward for a few more yards. He's going to be down at the 50 for a gain of 17.
So the toss play hasn't been super successful running the football, but what it has done is open up that play action right there. You fake that toss, and then Falsgraf's basically running about a 15 and out.
That is the sophomore quarterback warm-up.
And as tight as those Indianola safeties are playing, it's really hard for them.
Yeah.
It's been hard for them all night to defend those corner routes.
Yep, they're protecting middle. Titus up the middle is a risk. Ooh, nowhere to go there. And he's going to get they're going to give him a half a yard.
I guess I didn't check. Did we get Vrew back in the game or not?
No, he's over here on the right side talking to Coach. So he's
got the helmet off. That's probably not a good sign.
Yeah. He's walking, but
the fact that his helmet's off and nowhere around him, probably an indication that he's maybe not going back in.
Yeah.
Which is very
big loss. Yeah. Said I don't think he came off the field against Carlisle, or at least not on offense and defense. There's that little head fake. Collison.
Same play this way.
Throws it up towards Falsgraf. Falsgraf boxes out and makes the catch. Great positioning and pulls it down.
Yeah, once again, it's the same play, just going the opposite side of the field. He's got a little bit of a height advantage. And
he's been a little quiet the last few weeks, just, haven't really needed to throw to him. We've been working the ball around a little bit. And
against Carlisle, we really threw the ball down the field a lot.
And it was rainy, kind of sprinkly that game, so it was a
Yep.
weird game anyway. Cram in the backfield, 2 fullbacks to the right, and there's going to be
offsides on
the
Indianola.
defense. All
I
right.
don't know if they jumped. I think they might have just
Lined up there.
offsides
Yeah.
because in high school, the play's blown dead immediately.
Yep.
There's no free plays. Yeah, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, he's just lined up there, I think.
I think it's maybe even the corner. Is it
Oh,
number
yeah.
2?
He's farther in than the
Yeah.
I was thinking the inside tackle was offsides, but yeah, that
No, I think
Ehlers was even farther.
number 2.
Or Eilers.
Yep.
So they'll bring up 1st and 5. Falsgrass splitting out right. Barkema, the near receiver, to the right. Cram deep in the backfield. Barkema in motion to the left side. Collison, high snap, and he's just going to dive on it.
And he just kind of misplayed that one because it looked like the snap was pretty good. He might have been getting himself in a little bit of a hurry there. That's a pretty unfortunate play for the Jays. We'll take a second look at it here. Maybe a little bit higher than he's used to, but
yeah,
that was 99% of the time he's catching that thing.
Yeah. So loss of 12, but going to be 2nd and 17. Same motion from Barkema, right to left. And then we hand it to Cram up the middle, and just nowhere to go on that.
Hey, give Indianola a lot of credit because they gave up 400 yards on the ground last week, and they knew coming in this was going to be a test. You got one of the best running backs in all of 4A, and a really good offensive line that you're going up against. And I mean, they've given up some yards, but they've also made some pretty good plays as well.
I think that defensive end was just lined up right across from a tight end, and Wyatt DeWitt, their leading tackler for a reason, and a tight end versus him might not be enough. So Collison going to fake to Moore, and now he's looking out, rolls to the right, makes the first man miss, throws the ball up, but oh wait, what are they going to call there? Because the Indianola defensive back was right there, Cram, and one of
He's going to call pass interference.
But on who? Is it going to be on the Indianola receiver coming through Cram?
The thing I would argue is Indianola touched it first.
Their receivers, they're not receiver, their defensive back is down too. Like he took a hit.
Well, that shove threw Cram into him, I think.
Yeah, so he drove Cram right over the top.
And we'll see if the referees have a discussion here, but I think that I don't know if it's enough for a first down. It's probably going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
They changed the rule in high school football where
it's not
an automatic first down anymore.
And it was 16, so
you got to get the yardage. So, I mean, Jays will take it.
Yeah. So 3rd and 1.
What did you think about that call?
I mean, there was definitely contact from the defensive back through Cram. What didn't help them because the defensive back was probably going to make that catch.
He was going to pick that off, I think. So
now handoff to Moore coming to the right side, spins forward, and he's going to be down at about the 10. A nice little gain of 8 on the play by Caleb Moore.
Good job out of all those guys on the right side. Everybody blocking man on man here and really creates a nice little gap there for Caleb.
Good for a first down, 1st and 10, Bluejays.
And so now it's at the 11-yard line. So can pick up a first down if you get it down there. But
did you see who that was for Indianola that went out?
The defensive back?
Yeah.
I did not. 15 is what I'm hearing. It's Ashton Grubel.
Counter.
Moore coming opposite side of that motion, and looks like he's going to gain maybe 4 on the play. Using Titus and that jet sweep as a little bit of a decoy.
We've seen that play a few times now, a couple times. It's went really big, and in here, Indianola does a pretty good job. They've seen it enough. I thought Caleb maybe should have kept that thing to the outside. I think he had a little more room out there, and his blocker was heading to the outside as well. But we'll take 4 yards.
Yep. He makes it a point to finish going forward. Falsgraf to the right, Cram in that jet slot to the right, Ryle and React to the left. Collison drops back, looking to pass the whole way, and has a receiver wide open. Reed, Falsgraf, Blue Jay, touchdown.
Well, it's not going to get much easier than that one.
No.
I don't know if we had a little miscommunication or he just ran that good a route. But, man, he was pretty open.
So he just went straight back and just did a nice little hitch, and the defensive back kept going towards the corner of the end zone.
Yep, against Eilers there, and he's got to know that route's definitely a possibility. That's the one he runs the most.
Now, that being said, I mean, Falsgraf going up into the back corner trying to jump for one is a danger too. So, I mean, one-on-one, 8 yards from the end zone probably isn't a great spot to be as a defensive back.
One is much more difficult than the other one.
Well, sure. Although he's went up for quite a few of them tonight. Kick is up, kick is good, and Blue Jays will have a 21-14 lead.
Interesting drive there. It looked like we were stopped a couple times.
Yep. I mean, benefited from some penalties for sure.
Yep, and hard to say. I'd have to really slow that thing down and really look at it to see if it was PI, and called it on their sideline. So I'm sure the referee got an earful about that one. The interesting thing going forward here now is to see if Brick comes back out and plays quarterback.
Yeah, very much so. Because
if not, that's going to be a tall task for the Indians.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been running a lot, but he's very mobile in the pocket. So
he has eluded multiple sacks tonight.
And if he's not mobile, Batney running after him might be dangerous.
Trying to check some scores tonight. I saw a halftime. Can't find it.
Norwalk Carlisle was 14-14 at halftime, right?
Yep.
So Falsgraf to kick off. Long distance shout out. The Sparks and McNews are watching from Austin, Texas. They went down to potentially watch a Cyclone football game. So hopefully our game is more exciting. Sorry, guys. Hartong's going to down it at the 22, 23-yard line, but we appreciate your guys tuning in from afar.
I don't know if they don't want some of their guys returning it, but he really didn't have anybody around him and just went right to the ground.
Yeah. It seems a little odd. I wonder if maybe somebody got injured on a kick return previously and they're just worried about that happening.
I don't know, but that's pretty effective kickoff strategy right there if you're going to get it to him on the 23-yard line.
Brick is coming out here.
Okay. Because they haven't exactly driven it down the field tonight. They've struggled to move the ball consistently.
Hilton in motion, handed off to Edgington up the middle, nowhere to go. House was in the backfield, and then Batney cleans it up. Lot of pressure in the backfield. Carlisle takes a lead 35-21 in the fourth quarter. So
that one's probably going to be fairly secure for Carlisle.
Yeah. If it's one thing you expect, it's for them to be able to run the ball out.
The way they possess the football. So that really kind of locks them up as the
district champ. Brick looking left the whole way, then throws back to the screen to Edgington, and Vanderlinden forces him back inside. Does a good job making him miss, but has a lot of friends following up. Going to gain 7 on the play, maybe 8, but still going to be a third and long.
Good play out of Indianola, but nice job of the Blue Jays really limiting that one and not allowing it to be a big play like we saw earlier on one of the screen passes. And that's more of the traditional screen that we see out of Indianola to their running back out in the flat.
So we're looking at 3rd and 7. Kingery and Hale to the near side, and he's looking that way. Goes back to the left, throws it up, and we don't see the ball, but neither did the defender, or neither did the offensive receiver, and so it's going to fall incomplete. The receiver looked inside. Ryle looked inside. The ball went outside, and
I'm sure he was expecting the ball. Being a slot guy, you're expecting the ball on the inside. But Brick really showed his arm strength there because he was not really able to step into that one and still threw it quite a ways. We maybe get away with one there because if that's a little closer throw.
The receiver found it before we did.
Yeah, Hilton catches that. I don't know if we get to him.
Hale gets the kickoff, line drive. We're going to let it bounce, and we're just going to let it go. It's going to be about the 31-32. So, 42-yard net punt, but good starting field position for the Blue Jays.
We had a very similar situation in the first half, up a score, get the ball back, really have that opportunity to move this thing to a 2-score game. And
while using some clock.
Yeah, and the way Indianola is moving the football, I know they're capable of big plays. We've really done what we can to take that away.
Yep.
Putting this thing at 2 scores is really gonna put their backs against the wall.
Sure. Cram in the backfield, false graft to the left, play action.
Little crosser to.
It's going to hit Barkema coming across, and that's going to be right about 11, 12-yard gain for a first down. Pretty easy pitch and catch there from Collison to Barkema.
Yeah, you run your wide receiver deep, so you clear out that corner and the safety, and run your other wide receiver basically kind of an angle across the field underneath all those guys, and he's pretty open. Nobody picks him up.
Yep.
First and 10 Blue Jays.
And a nice throw right at the sticks and move it downfield. .44-yard line. Ryle split to the right. Now he's coming back in. So Ryle and Barkema near side right. Cram jet motion. Play action. Collison looking deep. Has Ryle and makes the catch at the 25-yard line for a gain of 29. Collison to Ryle.
And there's got to be a point here at some time. I think Indianola's really got to widen their safeties out a little bit. They're playing in so tight they can't get to anything to the outside.
That's the end of the third quarter.
It's going to take us to the end of the third quarter, I'm sorry. Blue Jays 21, Indians 14. As we go into this break, it's a good time to thank the Friends of the Bondurant Community Library. They are a sponsor of tonight's stream. The Friends of the Bondurant Community Library advocate for a strong public library through the promotion and support of the library and its programs, activities, and resources, the encouragement of sponsorship, and a strong volunteerism program. The money they receive through your generous sponsorship is put right back into the library. The Friends of the Bondurant Community Library helps to provide support for programming at the library and the summer reading program. This year, the summer reading program had over 1,000 participants, 2 months of activities in city in the park and the library, and some great prizes for those who participated. They also help the library with immediate needs that arise in the library. If you'd like more information, you can find them on Facebook at Friends of the Bondurant Community Library, or you can stop in the library and grab a flyer from the wall. They would love to have your family, business, or organization as their friend and partner. So thank you, Bondurant Community Library and Friends of the Library. All right, as we start up the fourth quarter, Blue Jays are driving, have it at the 25-yard line after that pass from Collison to Ryle. Twins receivers to each side. Cram, jet sweep motion, play action again. Collison going to roll back to the right side and tried to get Cram to go deep and then just threw it away because there wasn't a great option there. Safe play, keep the ball.
Yeah, it looked like it was DeWitt did a nice job of not letting Collison roll to his left at all there and really force him back to his right.
And there was a guy, right with Titus. That was Liam Kelso, and then there was help over the top as well. So it was going to be a tough pass. Safe play there.
Yeah, you don't want to turn the ball over right now.
Barkema and Ryle to the left. Cram false graft to the right. Jet sweep motion actually gives it to him this time. Nowhere really to go, but making something out of nothing. And he's going to gain about 5 yards on the play. Let's see where they end up spotting it. It's going to be a gain of 4. Wasn't a lot to work with.
It looked like he wasn't going to get anything, and then he thought, well, maybe he's going to bust out of there. But once again, it takes 3 or 4 guys, and they really don't even get him to the ground.
Yep. Well, and that's where, that's not the production you want from that jet sweep, but you also need to keep it honest so they buy the fake.
And it's setting up other stuff. I don't know if they should have stopped the clock on that one. I think forward progress was probably stopped, but so here's your fake. Yep. He kind of knew it was coming.
And
I don't know. I don't know. That they want intentional grounding.
I mean,
Titus is kind of in the area.
Yeah. Oh, is there a flag there?
There is a flag now.
What do they call it?
I think it's going to be intentional grounding.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think Titus was quite close enough.
Yeah. So that's what they're going to call. I mean, it's tough, right? Because you're getting tackled. You have somebody wrapped up, so you're trying to throw it. The ball not going exactly where you want while somebody's holding your arm is a tough
And the one that Brick had earlier is about identical to that one.
Yep.
Definitely didn't even look, didn't see a guy in the area, just threw the football, and they ruled that the running back was close enough. I don't see any difference.
So we're going to look to punt from the 38 because that penalty is a loss of down as well.
Yeah, so. I think you do everything you can here, John, just to get this thing inside the 20, gain some yardage on field position.
He's had a few really high kicks over the season. And there's going to be a penalty for delay of game, which is fine. It gives you a little bit of room on the punt, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to bother him at all. Might even help him.
It might take away your chances of looking for a fake in this situation, I suppose. But interestingly enough, Indianola is bringing out a different group of players now. So maybe they were looking for the fake, and now they're not. Powers, punt is up. It's high, and we'll see if we can get a defender or a guy back there to cover. It's botched. It's botched. The Blue Jays are going to pick it up, and it's going to be Blue Jay ball. Touchdown, Blue Jays.
Touchdown, Blue Jays.
Well, and maybe
Parker Ernst is the one holding the ball.
Can
you advance that fumble?
Well, you can't advance the fumble, but if you can pick it up wherever it is, and they didn't advance it, and it just happened to roll into the end zone.
So what are they looking at something over there?
We got a guy down for.
Well, I know, but the officials getting together. They are setting up for the 2-point conversion. So it is the touchdown. Parker Ernst going to get the touchdown on that one.
And so looking at that one, maybe it hasn't been as easy as we thought to catch a punt from that direction. Maybe the wind is playing,
right,
doing a little something to the football, because he definitely struggled to get underneath that thing.
Yeah, he was set up behind it, and then it kind of drifted off to the side of him, and
I'm sure he didn't want to let it go because it was inside the. You were going to get pinned deep on that one.
Yep.
In hindsight, probably should have let it go.
Yep. Yeah, real easy to tell now, right? So Blue Jays get the 27-14 lead. PAT pending here. Falsgraf going to line up for that. I don't know if we have a different 2-point conversion we like to run. We've ran that when we didn't need to before, but usually that's been Veru, and he's not in now. So we'll just go ahead and line up for the traditional extra point.
He did go back into the game.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
I missed that.
Yep. He does have his helmet on. He is.
Kick up. Kick is good. 28-14 Blue Jays with 11:26 remaining.
Yeah, he was back out there on offense for us. A couple scores for you. I got Waverly 21, Western Dubuque 7. Honestly, that was maybe a little closer than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, was that halftime yet?
I think that was. I just checked it.
Okay.
So it's got to be third or fourth quarter. North Scott kind of putting it to Fort Madison 42-14 like we expected.
I mean, we really expected the two best games to be coming out of District 5 here with us and with the Norwalk-Carlisle game. There's some high-ranked teams in the RPI seeing each other, but we may have our skepticism about how much of that is their ability versus their schedule.
Until you play somebody good.
Yeah. This is week 8 of high school football. There are 9 regular season weeks, so we'll figure out a lot after the RPI numbers come out tonight. Falsgraf with a low line drive. And, again, they just catch it and kneel on it. I don't know that I understand this at all. That was Ethan McDonald, who actually it's his second time. The other one was a fair catch. But, I mean, he had at least 5 yards he could have ran forward. I don't understand it.
And maybe they just want to secure the football and make sure that the offense gets it.
Yep. But, like, if you catch that right there, there's not a lot of defensive set up already, so you might need to make 1 or 2 guys miss is all.
And
Trips right, Kingery left.
Yep, might just be their game plan, doing what the coaches tell them.
Yeah. Edgington is brought down. Powers with the big tackle, going for the double leg, hip toss, whatever you want to go. You know, loss of a yard on the play, adding to his 4A leading
probably thought
TFL.
they were going to maybe surprise the Jays by coming out and running the football, but not fooled.
Yeah, overall, I don't know that there's going to be a lot of running backs that want to go just chest to chest with Powers. Little wrestling background helps there too. Brick rolling out to the right, and
Wide
has
open.
an open Hale is the man. Going to pick up 17. So
Yep, nice job of layering your receivers there. You try to get them at 3 levels, a guy in the flat, an intermediate guy about 10, 15 yards, and then you run that corner all the way off with somebody going deep, and usually somebody can find an opening, and Hale does there.
when he was right behind Shivers. Shivers has been probably the main target tonight, so definitely an option there as Hale and Shivers both come this way to trips with Kingery. And Brick steps up and throws it out towards Shivers, but just couldn't get anything on it.
Yeah, his ankle looks okay. He did a nice job of stepping up in the pocket there, but I think just kind of got a little antsy getting rid of that football. That's a throw he's going to make most of the time.
Yeah, I really just it's not anything you see on the throw. It just wasn't his best.
He kind of just turned and threw it right away without really checking it out.
Now Brick going to drop back, sets up the screen again. Hale coming across the middle, and Powers slips, but Moore's there to help clean up. It's going to be a gain of 4 on the play. Good defense overall on that. I mean, you're okay giving up 4 on that screen.
After we gave up that initial screen for a pretty big play, we've overall done a really pretty good job of defending those screen plays out of the Indians so far.
3rd and 6. Kingery, the near receiver, along with Hale.
This has got to be 4-down territory for him. You're gonna.
Blue Jays call a timeout. Ryle came off late, and
it looked like maybe they thought somebody else should be in the game, but wasn't.
Yeah. All right, as we come out of break, another thank you to Austin Sullivan Real Estate for sponsoring this Blue Jay Digital broadcast, as well as just being a great Bondurant supporter in general.
Got to love those guys that they stick around from where they grew up, and Austin's done a great job of giving back to the community, like you've mentioned, being a part of different groups, and at one point was even on the coaching staff here for Bondurant, and sells a good amount of houses.
I think he had to take a break from coaching because he was selling too many houses was how that was working. There's only so much time in the day, but Sullivan's kind of a worker. Brick, quick throw out to Fox, and makes a man miss, and he's going to get brought, well, he's still going all the way down to the 15. Just good slip tackle there by Eli Fox, and he's going to gain a lot.
He was kind of sly like a Fox there, because I thought we had him multiple times.
Yep.
Vanderlinden misses that initial tackle, and even Titus, I thought, had a better angle on him and wasn't able to get him down. So Indianola responding here after that muff punt for a touchdown.
Twins to each side. Brick looking to pass the whole way towards Hale. Pass incomplete, and he wasn't going to go for a whole lot anyway. Barkema was there to lay the boom.
Kind of short arm that one. I think probably could have caught it, but like you said, may have only been about a 5-yard gain.
The coverage for the Blue Jays was number 21, Tyson Barkema. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, but they'll take the 5-yard gain.
Sure.
2nd and 5 looks a lot better. Second and 4.
At some point, you got to target Kingery, don't you? I mean, like, they really haven't thrown it to him all night.
They've thrown like one deep ball to him. There's that screen play. And
John, Caleb Moore with a great read on the screen.
Thought it was John, but Caleb, great job of eluding a couple blockers there because really he's the only one left.
Yeah, and that ends up being a loss of 5 on it. Just a real good read.
Yeah, 70
on a tight end screen.
72 kind of misses him there. If he gets a chip on him, that he might be off to the races.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 15. Kingery and Hale far left.
This might be your throw it up to him.
Yeah, he's got another receiver over there with him. So throwing it up the other way. It's going to be out of reach of Shivers.
Yeah, you got to give him a chance there with the down and distance. You got to give him an opportunity, at least kind of get to it, but overshoots him pretty easily there.
And I don't think you're probably noticing this if you're, the Indianola quarterback at that point, but that's probably our least experienced defender in coverage there because Hayworth was the defensive back and just hasn't played a lot of man-on coverage this season.
I think that was probably the right spot to go if you're Indianola. You just got to put him in a spot where maybe he can catch it.
So 4th and 15, they're going to go for it. Charlie Wilmot, the 6'4 receiver, in motion. They're throwing up high towards him, and he goes up for it, got a hand on it, but wasn't able to bring it down.
It looked like he kind of mistimed his jump or stumbled a little bit because he didn't get very high for it.
No, it was the right play. I mean, you had the 6'4 receiver against Ryle, who's probably 5'11", and definitely had the angle to catch it, but not able to secure the catch, and going to be a turnover on downs. Blue Jays will take over.
Yeah, again, really good design, but just weren't quite able to execute. Now, if you're the Jays, you just see if you can't run the football. And
you're gonna milk some clock.
Throw in, you get the right situation. You still throw in that play action and really seal the deal on this thing.
Yep. Barkema in motion to the left. Hand off Cram up the middle. He's going to fight through a couple tackles and fall forward for a gain of 5, maybe 6 on the play. Good hard run, and that's exactly what you're looking for right now is, if you can pick up half the distance and burn the clock, you're pretty happy.
Got an update 42-28 now in that Norwalk-Carlisle game.
Okay.
So, we start looking at scenarios. Carlisle wins the district.
Carlisle wins the district, and if
we go beat Norwalk, then we are number 2.
We are definitely number 2. Actually, I think if we win this, we're set for number 2 because we'd have the head-to-head.
But Norwalk would only have.
Norwalk has more losses.
2 district losses.
Yeah. Gain of 7 on the play. But I don't think. Trying to remember what the tiebreaker is for in district.
Well, I would always think
I don't
record and then head to head.
But I think it's overall record. I think is the first piece.
Well, that's silly.
I'm not arguing that.
Because you don't play the same teams out of district.
Right.
Like all of those other 3 went over and played Lewis Central.
But these 2 teams Indianola and Norwalk would both have 3 losses. It's possible I'm wrong on that, but
for overall, but I'm just talking in district.
Yeah. High snap. Carlson gets back on it. He actually was going to try and catch it in the air, and Titus was
probably to throw that thing quickly to Titus, so he wasn't stuck with it like a hot potato.
So that's going to be
yeah, we've had a couple of those tonight
9.
now that really kind of – that one was definitely higher than what he's used to.
It's really hurting Collison's rushing numbers. But, so here's the interesting thing, I guess, is if you ended up with 3 teams with 2 losses in district, I still think your next tiebreaker would be overall record because each team would have beat somebody.
Yeah, possibly.
So I still think with this win, I think we've clinched playoff. And actually, here's what I can tell you is we've clinched the playoff RPI number-wise.
Yeah,
it's just that you wouldn't have necessarily clinched the district.
Yep.
I'm not saying I do or don't have a spreadsheet, but a win here clinches a playoff spot.
And hypothetically, we win this one, we win next one, where would you set us in the RPI with your magical sheets?
If we went out, we end up, I believe, as the 8th ranked RPI because our non-district was that. Those teams did not end up with good records.
Yeah, they're bad.
So we'd potentially have a first-round home game. Collison flings it out to Cooper Jones. Jones going to get brought down right near the line of scrimmage, and he's holding his knee. That doesn't look good. Not at all. He's trying not to put anything on it.
Yeah, he really got thrown to the ground, and I don't know if that was his knee that hit the ground or maybe if it got twisted up. Nice play out of Dewey.
Yeah.
He got rolled up on. And right initially on that tackle, so you'd hate to see that.
Yeah.
Especially late in the game, you're just trying to seal this thing. Definitely, you never want to walk away with an injury, but almost got this thing locked up. Definitely don't want to see that.
5:48 remaining in the fourth. Well, as we go back to talk districts, because we can't really tell anything from up here anyway. So we'd be, if we're the 8, we'd host the 9, because I believe they're going to do it straight off of RPI numbers.
And who do you got at the 9?
And
hypothetically,
9, I think, is going to be looking at Webster City.
Okay, little spinner back action.
Yeah.
Then.
So Webster City ran for runs about 300 yards a game. So
okay, other scenario if we win this and then lose next week.
If we lose next week, I believe we're going to sit at either 11 or 12 in the RPI, which means you're going to go to the 6th ranked RPI, which I believe right now is Carlisle. And realistically, I don't know that that's going to change down the stretch because I don't see the teams above Carlisle losing. And so you'd be on the road, but you'd also be lined up to potentially avoid those top 2 or 3 teams.
Yeah, you'd avoid those top 4 for the first 2 rounds. So, yeah, you'd be at least with a familiar foe, somebody that you've played.
And there might be some people that want a little bit of another chance at that game. We had a lead at half, and they just came out and outplayed us in the entire second half.
Yeah, they really kind of imposed their will on us a little bit in that second half, which they've done against Indianola.
A lot of teams,
and it sounds like they did against Norwalk tonight. The thing about Carlisle, usually about this time of year, they've lost a running back or they've lost a quarterback. That really kind of sets them back.
Yeah.
If they're healthy by the end, they've really kind of started to figure out their timing and really figured things out. And it looks like they got a nice quarterback and they got 2 good running backs with some big hosses in the middle. So, yeah, it would be a good matchup, tough matchup, but one I think we'd be okay with
seeing
mainly
again
because it's not that far of
a drive, right?
Drive.
That too. It's a familiar foe. Cooper Jones is not putting any weight on that knee. I
did not like the way he got rolled up on.
No. Hopefully it's a sprain and not something worse. 4th down and 15, 17, something like that to go. So we're going to end up punting here with 4:30 on the clock. We're going to milk every piece of this time, though. Snap back. They're coming after it. Powers gets the kick high.
You're going to let that one go this time.
And we'll see how much time we can burn off of that. It gets a nice Blue Jay bounce and good decision. Nobody's going in a hurry to touch that ball. So
got about 20 yards or 15, 20 yards and roll there. So kind of double dip, get some time to roll off and some yardage. Going to definitely see the Indians try to push this thing down the field, I think.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, at some point in time, you're going to have to throw the ball up to Kingery. We saw one down there sideline, which, I mean, he probably normally catches that. So it is a little surprising that they haven't come back to it at least once. In the slot here, sometimes you get that slot fade.
So I think Cram's sneaking over to the other side, but now they're going in motion to that side. So Tripp's right, Brick rolling to the right, and he's going to look to throw deep to Kingery, and Cram's going to, just bat it away.
Underthrew it, partly because he was on the run and didn't really set his feet, but he's got to let that thing fly a little bit further for Kingery.
Well, and, it's one of those situations as with Titus sitting back there, he's kind of licking his chops because he knows that ball's going up, so he's got a chance to run under it and just go be an athlete. You're not as concerned about a run up the middle or a screen or anything like that. You're just playing center field.
No, you're kind of inviting the run right now.
Yeah. Brick looking to pass again. Rolls opposite of Kingery towards Shivers. Shivers going to make the catch. Oh,
Nope.
Incomplete. Falsgraf makes the contact and forces the incomplete. Good hard hit.
Looked like maybe he was trying to make a move before he had totally secured that, and a nice hit out of Falsgraf. That's a big play because that was going to be
because it was
about
a first down.
14, 15-yard play.
Yep.
Clock was going to stop with the first down, and now you got him 3rd and long. Maybe see a little bit of pressure here out of the Blue Jays.
So you got Kingery coming near side. Hayworth lined up across from him. He's going to come up to jam. And Brick looking like he was going to go for the draw and does and goes down. Powers is going to get the tackle and not going to have any penalty on that even.
It was
close.
borderline, but he didn't come in and hit him with ferociously.
Right.
When the QB slides, he gives himself up. And he did have.
Yeah, he kind of rolled over the top.
Fulton was pushing
yeah.
it there.
Yep. But it's going to be 4th and 8. Kingery and Harrell near side.
It really is the ball game here if they don't get this.
Yeah. Brick looking towards Kingery the whole way. Throws it up and what?
I think he dropped it.
Well, yeah, but I think we had helmet-to-helmet contact with our guy. Was that Cram? Okay, he's up. I thought Cram maybe went helmet-to-helmet with Hayworth as he came by, but he's up, so. Right on the sideline there.
Oh, yeah. He did drop that.
So, yeah.
We'll take that one.
Right?
Because Titus kind of undercut that one a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe didn't take a great angle. And he was definitely past Hayworth because he's expecting help over the top.
Right. He went for the jam. And
Yep.
So turnover on downs. Blue Jays have it back with 4:10 remaining and a 2-touchdown lead, and you're gonna burn some clock.
Well, Titus is still getting himself up here. This doesn't look great. More with the run up the pipe. Going to have a hold more than likely.
Flag on the field.
Yep, going to be a hold on the Blue Jays. Which is not a huge deal.
Nope. Still going to replay the first down. Going to run the clock. Right now, if you're Indianola, you're probably just trying to strip the football every single play. Maybe secure that tackle the best you can, and try to get the football out. And Jays just want to hold on to it.
Moore at the backfield behind Collison. Handoff up the middle. And it's going to push forward for a little bit. Gain of 3 on the play. Indianola is going to take their timeout. I believe that's their first, right?
Yeah, they used a couple right away in the first half, but everybody's got the full allotment until right now. So 3:33 to play. Going to have a 2nd and long. I would anticipate that they would continue to use their timeouts in order to get the ball back with as much time as possible on the clock.
Because, I mean, as the Blue Jays, you're trying to make them use those timeouts, and if you could pull off a first down, even better. But
and honestly, you get a few more yards, maybe you do try the field goal, and you put it at a 3-possession game, and it's definitely over.
Yep.
Like we mentioned, we know our guys have got the leg. It's more of an accuracy thing.
Yep.
Especially when you get that far out.
And it's cold.
You don't kick very many of them.
Yeah, it's been 4 games at least, I think, since we've tried one.
DCG, we lined up for 3.
Yeah, which we switched up. I mean, we had 2 different kickers take those, so that's the other question, I suppose. You never know which kicker they're going to run out there. But
well, judging by with Titus over here on the sideline, I got to think that it would be Falsgraf if they did. I'm guessing that they don't want to get themselves in a kicking situation,
No,
though.
no, probably not.
So it looks like Carlisle ends up hanging about half 100 on Norwalk, 49-28.
I'm not surprised. I
No.
mean,
No, they are definitely clicking offensively,
Yeah.
and Norwalk's pretty darn good offensively. So
Yep.
kind of had an idea that would be a shootout, kind of like this one a little bit.
Crams in.
And who got it at quarterback there?
That's Jordan Ryle, and
Yeah.
he's rolling to the left and throws it to Faltzgraf, who's going to be out of bounds at the 25, so a gain of 4.
Pass is complete for
That was
first
interesting.
and 5.
That's yeah.
Number 3,
I'm-
Reed Falsgraf.
One, because
Brings up
we
the
actually
third
brought in the
back
backup
for the
quarterback.
Bluejays.
Yep, and it looks like he's staying in. Maybe they're just trying to get him a couple snaps in a
Sure.
meaningful situation rather
Yeah.
than a blowout.
Yep.
And we know that he's very capable.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, he's definitely what you're expecting to see as a quarterback next year. He's got a real strong arm, just a really good athlete.
Very smart.
Starting shortstop all year for Varsity as a freshman. Like, he can do some damage.
Yeah, he's a very smart athlete. Like right there, he knew that we weren't lined up correctly, trying to
Yep.
Timeout on the field.
get us lined up right.
Stay tuned after the game. Remember, we have a couple of awards to give out. We'll have a Farrell's Level 10 teammate of the game, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. That award will go to kind of the unsung hero of the game. And then the other award we'll have will be a Legacy Bank Player of the Game, kind of your MVP type player of the game. So we might even have another wrinkle to throw in after the game. So stay tuned for that as we sit here with 3:25 remaining in the game.
We talked about nobody changing at the top. I do have an upset tonight.
Oh, yeah?
I do. I got the Bulldogs from knocking off Spencer.
Oh, really?
Lamar's knocked off Spencer tonight 38-28.
Okay, well, that's
So they were number 5. That's
They were
going to
number 5.
definitely move them down the ladder.
And Spencer had already beat Webster City, so I didn't expect them to go down at all. So that's a big upset.
That might thwart your plans a little bit.
Yeah?
With your magical
My
sheets.
magical spreadsheet is now going to be wrong. I think
Well, that's why they play the game, right?
that is why they play the game. I went 16 for 18 last week picking winners. So Ryle throws it downfield, just a little over top of Barkma. Brings up 4th down.
Pass is incomplete from Ryle to Barkema.
Is that Hudson Bruback in there too?
11 for the Bluejays.
It is Hudson Bruback in there too.
I-
So that's a good sign.
I told you that.
You did tell me that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Told you he was back in.
That was like near halftime where I was down and running up bleachers. And
So it looks like the Jays are going to line up and go for it. I thought maybe they would have ran that there on 3rd down just to force Indianola to
Use the
utilize a
timeout.
timeout. Now, we don't think there's anything wrong with Colby, though, do we?
we do not. He's standing there. He's just
Okay.
fine. Yeah. Quick snap.
There's that
That's
counter.
They blew the whistle. Do we run out the play clock?
Well,
Is
I
that
think,
what the-
I think
no, we're
maybe
going
we
to
got
use
a
the timeout.
Yep.
So that is our final
Timeout
timeout.
on the field, Bluejays.
We need to get somebody to update that thing on the board.
So safe play.
Well, let's see who. I could not find that Xavier Newton score. We know Xavier's going to win that
Right.
thing. I don't think that's going to be any surprise. Just curious how bad it was going to be. Looks like 42-3.
Okay.
So I got a 42-3.
Xavier. That is very not surprising of what
Nope.
I expected on there.
Nope. So they're going to most likely stay number 1.
And I believe we already saw Waverly Shell Rock was.
That one ended up being 35-14.
Okay. For a second, I thought you were going to tell me 42-35. I'm like, holy cow, that was a lot more than I thought. Ryle rolling to the right again.
Got Barkema for a
And
moment.
Runs into a tackle there by DeWitt, and Leventhal's was coming in behind, so not a whole lot of room to go. Going to end up being a loss of maybe 5 or 6 on the play.
Well, we do like some of our old opponents that we beat to get some wins, and it looks like Pella knocked off Clear Creek Amanda 35-2.
Okay, so that's kind of meaningful because Clear Creek Amana still has to play Newton, and I'm not convinced Newton's very good.
Looking at scores, Newton and Pella was much closer than that one.
Kingery, the near receiver. Brick looking for the screen to Kingery, trying to get a little bit of space. Faltzgraf went low, not quite able to secure the tackle, but Hayworth comes in right behind, brings him down. Gain of 5 on the play.
First time we've seen him touch the football in a while.
First time this half. He had 2 receptions in the first half.
Okay, he stepped up. They were going to have a legal formation.
Brick throwing it up and way out of bounds.
Going to get a hold here or PI against Faltzgraf. Really unfortunate because
there's no uncatchable rule.
He was just throwing that thing away.
Yeah.
But he kind of ran into Faltzgraf, and so they're going to throw the flag. Even though it really wasn't one.
Right.
After the penalty is good for a first down.
So moving downfield a little bit there, but
yeah, I still think you gotta take a shot to Kingery at some point, and maybe it's not one of those traditional.
And there he
throws.
throws it up to Shivers, and that was actually.
It looked like it was really close.
Yeah,
and didn't
Shivers
make an
didn't
effort
reach
for
out,
it.
which makes me think it was just our angle that made it look closer.
It wasn't as close as we thought, but he definitely had us beat.
Yeah.
Pretty good throw out of Brick, but maybe just led him a little too much.
As I do a little bit of tabulating on stats, like none of the stats really jump out. We were a really balanced offense, which is awesome. That's what we wanted for a long,
That's what
Brick
we've been talking.
Throws it up, and I think Shivers
heck?
made that catch.
Holy cow!
I mean, that's like a 40-yard throw to get there.
It looked like he was trying to throw that thing out of bounds. Threw it extremely high.
I mean,
in coverage for the Bluejays was Talon Hayward.
And
we haven't hidden our fact that we know Shivers has, or that Brick has a heck of an arm. And
great catch out of Shivers too. There was nothing easy about that.
Yep.
So Indianola still in business here. What you don't want to do is give up a score. Then you got to field that onside kick. So we got twins to each side here. Might be an opportunity here to throw it up.
Brick rolling right, throws it deep towards Kingery, and that's going to fall incomplete.
Pretty good double coverage there. Yep. Not a lot of room for him to operate. You got Faltzgraf pressing him up front with Cram helping over the top.
Back for the Bluejays was number 3, Reed Faltzgraf, and 6, Titus Graham. 2nd and 10, Indians.
So as we start thinking about some of our awards, we're going to have to brainstorm this unsung hero, because there's a guy right there that was right at the end of the quarterback again that I think might be one of your options. Nice tackle at the end there by Hayworth, but it's going to be a first down on the pass to Charlie Wilmot.
Yeah, I would say that Batney really has caused a lot of issues in the backfield for Indianola, whether it's been the run game or.
And I'm not sure he has any stats.
Nope. It's kind of like that one's open.
There's a flag over on the near side.
Like the guy that doesn't block a shot, but he alters a lot of shots, and that's kind of what has taken place.
They call holding, and Batney's happy about that. He's like, good, they've been holding me all night. I'm glad I finally got the call.
And to be honest, watching that replay, that's definitely not the worst one.
No.
So that's going to.
So under 2 minutes remaining.
Oh, that's what they got, a face mask.
Okay.
That's why they end up calling it. I didn't think they were going to call a hold there. Must have grabbed his face mask. He made a little outside-inside move, and in the process grabbed his face mask. So that's going to be a 15-yard variety.
After the penalty, Indians have it first and 25.
So they have thrown it up to Kingery the last couple times.
Right.
Probably had an opportunity there.
Brick looking to throw downfield again, directing traffic, and just going to run out of real estate and throws it out of bounds.
Yep, nobody's open. You got everybody running deep. You know, honestly, a lot of times that is the easiest route to defend because they just run in a straight line as long as you don't get beat.
And he's backpedaling, so trying to get enough on that throw is going to be a real challenge.
Well, and you know, the other thing about Batney is he's also demanded the double team all night long. The running back goes to him every single time to chip. Everybody else is blocking man on man. So, yeah, if you're looking for that.
We think we got a guy. Second and 25 here. Brick looking to pass again, and Batney with the pressure again. And, that's going to be intercepted by Jordan Ryle. That's going to clinch this thing.
Does that play seal it up right there?
That play seals it up, I do believe. And now, on demand, we're going to give you the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping Level 10 teammate of the game. As you saw it right there, Batney react on the pressure as he's been chasing the quarterback all night. Hasn't got to him, but he's forced a lot of changes and, unsung hero because the statistics don't say he was the guy, but he was a guy tonight. And
really forced the ball out of Brick's hand way earlier than he wanted to. A lot of plays tonight. Right there forces the interception as he's throwing the ball while getting pressured. So we've heard he was going to make some problems for the other team, and we definitely saw it tonight. Just a little power play there out of the Blue Jays.
Fumble at the end? Is that?
I mean, he might have, but
they called him down.
Definitely
so
down.
Yeah. Oh. Titus is down, holding his knee, and he got rolled up on 2, and that's
definitely not what you want to see here late in the game. We've had a couple unfortunate injuries.
Yeah.
Let's hope that this one is maybe just a scare.
Sure.
Because sometimes that happens. You get that quick jolt of pain, and it's not as bad as you think. But he's still kind of squirming out there, so that does not look good.
No, but he is extending the knee.
Okay.
So he's up. Okay. Because that obviously is a concern. I'm assuming that will end his night with 1:28 remaining. He's hopping on it.
He's able to at least put some pressure on it where we saw Jones couldn't get off the field by himself.
I think Cooper's got a worse one.
Are we going to help him off? Or
I don't know.
Or maybe he said, I'm walking off.
Yeah. We can be stubborn about this, or we can just
we could go help him.
Yeah. All right. Well, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8.
And they're out of timeout, so I think we can take a knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the clock's running. There's no reason for us to run a play here.
No, agreed. We don't need any funny contact or anything like that.
Well, this game was a little chippy last year. Didn't feel like as chippy as
no, I didn't seem all that bad.
Other ones.
Maybe right off the start there was a lot of linemen going all in on it, but Moore's going to go straight ahead and pick up 12 for a first down. And if it didn't seal it before, I'm sure you can kneel on it now.
Good for a first down, 1st and 10, Blue Jays.
You got our legacy back
I do.
player.
So
got a couple guys I think are.
We got a couple guys we talked about being super balanced, which is super exciting because it's hard to defend a balanced offense. But we do have a selection for the Legacy Bank Player of the Game. That's going to go to Colby Collison, your quarterback, going 13 for 20 for 248 yards and a touchdown and a pretty solid command all night long. And, it's always great to have a senior quarterback, and especially when they're as efficient as Colby is. And so he's going to end up being a Legacy Bank player of the game, Colby Collison.
Very deserving. I thought he really stepped up tonight and threw the ball really well. Had some really tight windows that he connected, especially on some of those corner routes. Just a great job of leading this team. Had a couple nice runs as well, that avoiding sacks, avoiding negative plays. So congrats to Colby.
Yep, his primary receiver on the night, I suppose, is going to be Falsgraf, who went 6 catches, 91 yards, and a touchdown, and really went up and challenged a few defensive backs one-on-one and got it done. Jordan Ryle with a couple catches for 38. Titus, 2 catches for 66. Caleb Moore, 2 for 48. So really moved the ball around, and, that's a sign of a pretty fluid offensive game plan.
You got a lot of balance there, and you got big plays.
Yep.
Those are Those really aren't
20s, 40s,
short
yeah.
plays. Those were down the field. So we're going to make an attempt at our first
on-field
interview.
So
We'll see how
hang
this
tight
goes.
if you got it, and if we don't catch him, well,
maybe
we'll
Colby
see what
won't
happens.
he might not want to talk to us.
Yeah, well, he's not talking to us though.
Oh, we don't. I thought we were.
I think he's being
yeah,
sidelined. He's talking to us.
Yeah, they're going to give him a headset.
All right.
We're going to ask him some
Oh,
questions.
love it.
Yeah. Who else is he going to talk to?
Well, we got people down there with cameras on the sidelines.
Those guys are cold.
I mean,
they won't be able to ask questions.
I'm still waiting for sideline reporter Tony Siragusa Nickel, but
yeah, I think he's a little dressed up tonight too for the weather.
Hey, Colby Collison, how you doing? Good. Hey, we're happy to talk to you. We have you as the Legacy Bank player of the game. 13 for 20 with 248 and a touchdown. Good game out of you guys. How do you feel after that?
Defense, we put it together. We just need to get recovered from this and get ready for Norwalk. We got banged up.
Yeah, we saw that a little bit. Hopefully most of those are able to come back from. We thought maybe you had a really diverse game plan on how many guys you could find from receivers' perspective. So What was the thought there?
Well, we just gave what the defense was giving us. At first, we wanted to establish a run game, see what the pass game could give us, and we obviously found what the pass game was good for us.
Yeah, definitely. So real good performance. And overall, we're just really happy for you guys, and go get ready for Norwalk next week.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Colby.
Thank you.
All right, well, as we just got done talking with Colby there, we really don't have a whole lot more to say as, an exciting Blue Jay victory. Josh, you got any takeaway thoughts?
Nope, just got a big one next week. Go down and face Norwalk, a team that traditionally has kind of given us some problems, and they got a really good quarterback. They're going to spread us out, going to throw the football around. Got a feeling that one could be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you talked about they put, 30 up on Carlisle?
They can give up some points. They gave up quite a few to Carlisle, gave up quite a few to Indianola as well.
Yep.
So I'm expecting a shootout.
Yep. So if you can travel down to Indianola or to Norwalk next week, I'm sure the Blue Jays will appreciate your support. Otherwise, I think that's it for tonight. So good night and go Blue Jays.